Yeah, welcome, Biafrans. Sorry for the late, just because of the system. Now we have to play our national anthem, and we have to continue and do the needful while we are here. You know. So, yeah.
Biafra.
Yeah, all here, Biafra. No, Biafrans, you guys are welcome for this wonderful interactive session with Mazi George Umeh. We are really sorry for coming up late, just because of the system. So now we have to go to our music. We have to go to our player from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then we take it up from there.
where you are, we are going to get back to you, but first of all, we must pray. And I'm going to pray a very simple prayer that I pray always, the Lord's Prayer, which reminds us about the supremacy of the Almighty Creator. A very simple prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forevermore, we pray. He say, now.
Mazi. You say. Mazi, I think Facebook, I need to permit Facebook to give us the permission to use this content on this program.
Yes.
Right to this music, Mazi. There we go.
So, in Biafrans, our system is something today, but will be Mazi George Umeh will be back soon. So here we go. May or Biafrans, please permit us, be patient. Let's go with our leaders. Our leaders will be now before we fix the problem.
Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work.
Yeah. So, hello, Biafrans. Here with me is Mazi George Umeh. Please, Mazi George, may please introduce yourself to Biafrans, please.
Fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on your time zone. My name still remains Mazi George Ikechukwu, here in United Kingdom. Still remain one and the only North London coordinator. And I'm pleased and honored to be in this wonderful interactive section with Mazi Ezumezu. Mazi there. Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Mazi. So, Mazi, this week has been a very wonderful week. You know, you can see smile on my face. You know, there is a very, very powerful message, victory we have. Let me say victory. You know, first of all, first it was because it keep on coming like bomb. You know, the first one land before you know it, the second one coming again. The first one was about Obibo. No, Mazi, you could remember what Mwike did to our brothers in Obibo. But today, Mwike know that he's heading to International Criminal Court. So, Mazi, what can you say about that, please, before we go to the second one?
Thank you very much. Actually, it was a very interesting and very delighting news to indigenous people of Biafra, because we have been asking for justice and equity and fairness. Wike unleashed mayhem to the indigenous people of Biafra simply because he wants to remain relevant in the corridors of the Fulani hegemony, which is the stooge they all of them are. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't pound that well, even on what shenanigan going on now. They're called, pre-plan of 2023 general election or whatnot. So that news was something we anticipated. It is not today. It's been a long thing. If you remember back in 2016, we have Hague filing cases and all that, but it's following up. But it was wonderful that at least people know that going forward, Wike is not going to have immunity all his life. He's definitely going to leave office one day. And when he does that, the hunt will be hunted, just like those that in UK today, facing their own music. So it is a wonderful, news. And that shows that IPOB as a movement has what it takes to battle anything before us. So Mazi, and I have to give kudos to our international lawyer, even the one in Biafra land, because they're working collectively to make sure that they deliver to our people. So it was wonderful. And it is kind of news we want to hear going forward, because at the end of the day, justice must be served to the indigenous people of Biafra.
Yes.
No, Mazi, thank you.
Yes. And Mazi, the second one was in UK, where you live. UK have been avoiding Biafrans in their own courts. And there was a time even our leader asked them, come and take me to your courts. I need to say something. I need to ask some questions in your court. They keep on dodging. But today, Mazi, I can beat my hand on my chest and tell you that the court in UK has accepted to hear about the extraordinary rendition of our leader. Mazi, how do you see that? This is wonderful.
Well, all this shows the effort and doggedness of people working towards, because if you remember, that was UK Guardian Times, put a publication a couple of months ago questioning the British government and the Foreign Secretary's office of their involvement and their, how they've been ignoring her citizens, which is Onyenduma and the Kano. And that was like a comedy. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a communique or being, but that particular publication from the legal perspective in UK here, those that actually foreseeing what happens within the IPOB family, the basemans, they put out that publication in their Twitter handle, and lo and behold, it wasn't too long, and the justice is already in our domain. Like you said, they've been running away from this, and that is why, you see, in life, the only thing that stands the test of time is truth. We have never taken anything that belongs to anybody. All we are asking for is to give us that right to, to air our own view, to choose how we want to be governed. But, the British has played a very British government, not British people, because sometimes we have to differentiate between the British government and the citizens of Britain, that involvement on what is going on. So that particular, indictment, should I put it that way, to the British government now, accepting that they're going to give us a date in their own court, is a landslide for Biafrans. Because at the end of the day, I remember when you said that this project is 30 years project. People think you will just shout for Biafra, they give you Biafra. It is not easy. It's a process. But what we require is, do we have the mental toughness, and can we sustain it? I remember back in the days, a lot of people would call, the Biafra, say, oh, give us guns and bullets. But you can see what is happening today. Only knew our limitation, because the most important thing in life is knowing your own people. Onyendu have taken time to study every single one of us as an entity and clans under Biafran. Study Igbo man, study even Ibanke people. He said all these things. I've taken time to understand how we react in things and what we can absorb as people. So, I mean, if you look at what's just happening within the UK herself, there's a lot of things. And Onyendu warned them ahead. If you don't let Biafra go, this SYZ is going to happen. And it's not far-fetched from what we are seeing right now, Mazi. Yeah. And I'm going to thank the family of our leader, again, in collaboration with our international lawyers, for making that happening. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't easy. No one saw it happen. The Kenyan government is held accountable. Britain now is answering their question. Foreign affairs. So it's what we want. That's no other position that we want to be on. We only say that Biafra will be a discourse in every household, and that is what we are aspiring for. Because at the end of the day, if we don't make our voices heard, how then do we get our freedom? Freedom is not given, it's taken. But like Onyendi said, when the time is right, we cannot afford to make mistake at this point in time, So Mazi is a welcome development within the leadership and IPOB at large and the family. I must thank them, especially Mazi Takano, because his name was mentioned there. No other person's name was mentioned there. He's actually championing it.
It's not mentioned Kingsley Kanu.
It is not only it's a collaborative effort. Like I said, so he's been there, and I think he's doing wonderfully well within the family. Like I said, all we have to do, we cannot like each other, but we can put our differences aside and work as people at the end of the day. You mustn't like everybody around you. Even those you work in the office, you don't like them. Wake up every morning, put up that smiling face because you want to get paid, not because you like them. And you have to carry everybody along, that's standard in life. You must have to apply that professionalism in whatever you do. I might not like you, but doesn't mean I won't work alongside with you, because it's mandatory that when you work in a place, you must have that attitude of inclusiveness. And that's what makes you a civilized person and a professional as well. Mazi Dalo, thank you.
Yeah, Biafrans, you have heard from Mazi George Umeh, And before I forgot, Mazi, we have a court-coming case about our leader on 4th of this month. And our barrister Aloy Ijimako, tell Biafrans there will be no sit at home that day. So I want to use this opportunity to inform Biafrans on 4th of this month, Onyendu, there will be a court case about Onyendu. Onyendu will not be there, and there will be no sit at home that day. So, Mazi, please, I want you to throw more light on this, please.
Well, to be honest with you, there are certain things that we don't really dabble into, because once our legal, luminaries came out and put up a memo already, confirming what they, Onyendu is not appearing in court. This is about the filing of that has to do with Umuahia and all that. So it's not even in Federal High Court, Abuja. So all this whole counter order that's going on within IPOB is something that we have dealt with before, but it keep on recurring, that people will start in their own comfortable, comfort zone and be issuing orders, But what can I say, Mazi? All we have to tell our people to reiterate what our barrister Ejimako have already put out as a memo. There is no sit at home, and IPOB leadership has already come out and put up a press release as well. There's no sit at home. Like I said all the time, we have one central command and one central information, right? So all these things shouldn't be coming up, people questioning what have come out from the leadership. Do you understand what I'm saying? But all this whole thing we are fighting today and struggling to get right today is because, something has gone wrong somewhere. You know what I mean? So we're going to be continuously stuff like this repeat himself. This counter order is going to be seeing it, because there's a little bit of shaky within, what we are doing at the moment. But what can I say? We just need to reiterate to our people. There's no sit at home on Tuesday. It's not Tuesday, right? There's no sit at home on Tuesday. Onyendu is not appearing in court. So people should go about their normal businesses, and we are indulging and begging people, please. We Onyendu said it. Let's borrow our leader's word and listen to Onyendu. Onyendu had 20 seconds. 20 seconds, and he spoke to us. He said that I want Biafra land to be peaceful. So we are begging every assembly, let Biafra land be peaceful, and everybody must be guarded on what you do. If you have the good intention to restore Biafra or to aid our people, or if there's something you're contributing, you need to say whatever you can do to restore Biafra is welcome. But what I'm against, and I always say this, my stand is very simple. On the value of IPOB, how IPOB has been structured, I believe in the structure of our leader, and everybody must fall in place with it. It is not if but or I have to do it when it suits me now. So this issue of people issuing order is something we must not, hit to. IPOB leadership is what we almost, key in and listen to what they're saying, if you ask me. So, but when things fall apart, you will see getting all these kind of things coming off from different quarters, Mazi. So that's all I have to say. But having said that, Tuesday, it is not a sit-at-home in Biafra land. People should go about their normal business.
Okay. Mazi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mazi, right, we have to go to our main business, why we are here. No, we have to go into it. Mazi, believe me, what the only voice I had before coming into the story is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the voice I had. And I believe that from the leadership to the ordinary member of IPOB had the same voice I had and joined this struggle. I want to say, and I repeat, I want to say and maintain that our leaders' order, or our leaders' message must implement. We have what we call command and control before the code of conduct. Mazi, if our leader order or message is not implemented, Mazi, believe me, there will be anarchy in this movement, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only voice. Is the only voice people had and come to the struggle. And when he says something, or he pass an instruction, or he pass a message, it must implement. Mazi, I wanted to say things about this, about this command and control from the leadership, from the highest command of the struggle down to the coordinator. Then we have some video clip to play to show that there is insubordination in the leadership. There is insubordination in the leadership. There is evidence we have that some of the leadership are not taking order, are not taking a message from Onyendu, or are not implementing what Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. So, Mazi, what can you say about it before we go on and play this video clip and to analyze it?
Mazi, thank you very much. The issue within the IPOB leadership and her code of conduct, that's something I want to clarify here. When, because I see a lot of people are now getting confused with our code of conduct, as if code of conduct was there 2015, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018 to 2019. There was no written paper on black and white that signifies code of conduct. I want to clarify before now I will dive into code of conduct. Code of conduct I have here, I can upload it. The whole page of code of conduct, I have it here with me. Yeah. But what I want to say is this. IPOB had practiced command and control, obey before complain, when we never enacted that on black and white, and it worked perfectly well. because everybody respect themselves. Everybody understood the reason why we joined IPOB. Everybody adhered to what the voice we heard before we joined. There's some of us that had the voice and joined. There's some those that we are convinced to join. And it doesn't really matter how you join. The most important thing is all of us have come together as one unit, fighting for a just cause. But we need to talk about our code of conduct. Our code of conduct today that, are enacted now become legal document within IPOB leadership that guides every single one of us. In every sector, there's a code of conduct. In the work, where you work, there's code of conduct in a workplace. And that code of conduct is you must abide to at every given time. Not even the CEO himself cannot break it because they're the one that written it. You understand what I'm saying? They're the one that authorized it. So it is guides every single person that under umbrella. So when Onyendu is the highest command on IPOB, and the board of DOS are the part of the highest decision making in IPOB. Prior that, Onyendu must be involved in that decision making. You understand what I mean by prior?
Yep.
Every single decision taken within the DOS formation, because when people, there's something that we don't understand when we say DOS. There's nobody that is DOS. DOS is the Directorate of State which govern IPOB. As today we are, on exile. We see people say form exile government. We don't have one. So what we are operating on is that DOS. DOS is like our parliament and is a body just like as I'm a coordinator today. If I've been removed, I'm no longer a coordinator. I become a floor member. But somebody will become a coordinator. He will come and go. But that particular place you are, that position will still remain. That's as it is in DOS. So the DOS, when they formed DOS, firstly, it was Asiebu, Uchenna Asiebu was the first Directorate of State, head of Directorate of State, And I remember there was a lot of commotion. Even those women then came out and told Onyendu they would remove. Onyendu said no, because Onyendu is a man of wisdom. It doesn't take a racket decision. That's what I'm saying. If Onyendu have abused his power for one day, not everybody is going to like our leader, but he always be careful. Even though there was too much love, enormous love on Onyendu because of his pureness and genuity that all of us saw and followed him. So, but even when it wasn't written, everybody respected it. And those that fell on the wayside then was those that did not adhere to what Onyendu, that command and control we're talking about then, obey before complain. If our leaders are doing the right thing, you dare not question them. I'm not in particular a person that will come and start and question leadership if everything is going the way it's supposed to go. But to be honest with you, the reason why we both of us are here today talking about this is because we saw something. Onyendu wakes us all of us up, from our slumber. And one thing Onyendu have done smartly is that he has educated all of us and show us the way to ask questions when that question is needed. And Onyendu never shut door of people asking questions. He will answer every question he brought to him. He will calm down and break it down to a layman perspective to understand it. So what am I saying in essence is this: when anytime he saw Onyendu's words being broken, there's nothing else in IPOB. If Onyendu's orders are being flouted, that is the highest thing you could do, to derail this particular family. But like I said, what we are asking for is to every unit to come together to work as a family. You don't build a house and destroy the house you built. And that is why it is mind-boggling what is happening, that so many people will wake up in the morning now, they're looking for content to talk about their own fellow comrades in their own monetized platform. So Mazi, answer your question. Onyendu is the highest command in IPOB. And whatever Onyendu says, he must do, even though you don't like it or you think it's not right. But you have to carry that instruction, which we've been doing, including myself. I've been doing the same thing. I have not stopped doing it. In the formation of IPOB, I can't remember the last time I said no when things have been odd, when information has been given, order has been given towards the leadership structure. No, you can't say no. But because now there's a lot of evidence before us, and we know that a lot of things are not going the way it's supposed to go. Just like what happened in 2015-16. Because Uchenna Asiebu and his men were suspended from DOS, Then Onyendu actually asked Uchenna to suspend those that didn't attend the meeting that Onyendu called. Now, Uchenna came out and said that he will not suspend them because they are his comrade. You know, what audacity have you got to come publicly to say that? Because you think Onyendu is now being incarcerated, Onyendu is incapacitated, he cannot do anything now, he's questioning our leader. On top of that, Onyendu now gave order to expel all of them. And that is how all of them were expelled. You understand what I'm saying? And that is a gross insubordination because someone did something wrong. This is order from Onyendu. It is not, once Onyendu said something, it doesn't matter. Myself here, I remember when he disbanded UK, all of us was in meeting. A lot of people were crying, said, don't do it. Onyendu made this shot. That's why he's a leader. He said, for now, UK shut down. All of us go home. No one questioning, you know? And such thing should carry on if things has been done to as Onyendu has been instructed. So, Mazi, we cannot play games with Onyendu's instruction or orders. Please. You know, I'm begging everybody, please. No.
Yeah, no, Mazi, my heart, bleed when I find out that a lot of messages that Onyendu pass across have not implemented. Let me just say something here. You know why we should not break Onyendu message, or we should implement everything that comes from Onyendu's mouth. Look at how you see this now. During the time of Uchemofo, when Uchemofo was our deputy, do you know that Onyendu, because Onyendu see in spirit, he see in physical, we don't have to doubt his word. Even though that he's making a mistake, we have to follow him there. During the time of Uchemofo and Onyendu never disclosed Mazi Chinasa to Uchemofo. I'll coming, Mazi. I want to prove something here. Onyendu never disclosed that picture of Mazi Chinasa in Kuwait, because if Onyendu have disclosed that Chinasa by today, all the picture of Mazi Chinasa will be everywhere, and even Simon will be happy to pay millions to have the picture to prove the real identity of Mazi Chinasa. But Onyendu is the man that sees in spirit, knows everything. And that is why when he says something, we must obey it, either you like it or not. And that is what pisses me off. When you don't obey the instruction from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no, it's not go earlier for me. When Onyendu pass instruction and you don't obey it, no go earlier for me. That reminds me about the sit at home. Mazi, we have to play this sit at home this day. Let's hear from Chinasa Nworu. We have to play that record, so people will follow up, know what we are talking.
Anyway, Mazi.
Yeah.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that we don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are messages, if they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are leaders. Our leaders are request the leadership. He has the capable hands. If you ask the legal teams, If you ask anybody who have known him, he have always said in his absence, and that is what the IPOB Code of Conduct said, in his absence that Chike Doziem takes charge. When people say Chike Doziem, Mazi Chike Doziem is the head of the DOS, which Mazi Namdekano is part of. Now, nobody inside the DOS, everybody have his work. In the absence of Mazi Namdekano, I'm asking you, should those work be shut down? Do you think it's Mazi Namdekano that is controlling the IPOB media as it is inside? Do you think he's the one to come? With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders, every order. What Mazi Namdekano is doing is to...
Mazi,
Yeah.
is that okay?
Yeah, there's another one to talk about the sit at home, the cancellation of sit at home.
Okay. You need to carry on, or you want to play that yourself?
The cancellation.
Yep.
Yeah. I played from here.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
When we declare this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask. When we put sit at home, you saw that you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you to, who have supported it, because they sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced the sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasa Woru, they don't listen to what Mazi Namdekano is saying. that they disobeyed Mazi Kanu, and you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Kanu told them to cancel the seat at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinas and Chike Dosiemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Kanu, because we must always listen to him, whether in the DSS dungeon, anywhere it is, the best we can do.
Yeah. So, Mazi, hello, Mazi.
Yeah,
Mazi, can you hear me? Okay. So, Mazi, you can see why I'm so bitter when I'm talking about anybody disobeying our leader's order. You know, to be honest with you, Mazi, you know, the first seat at home, I was in support of it, and it went on 100% okay. You know, when we heard that our leader give order to for cancellation of seat at home, we are not happy. Like me, I wasn't happy. But that's one thing, Mazi. If that our leader told the leadership before the first seat at home to be cancelled, they should have cancelled it. Do you know that if they have cancelled it, this problem we are having in Biafra land today, maybe we might have. There will not be. We can't have this kind of problem we are having on every morning sit at home. If that first sit at home have been cancelled, like our leader instructed them to do. Mazi, the fact is that you know, it's time people will stand up and say the truth. Our leader's order must be obeyed, whether you like it or not, whether it suits you or not. It was later we knew that our leader passed information, passed order that statute should be cancelled. Even before Kanu went on air to tweet, and people like us, so many of us, we jump on Kanu. We told Kanu, we'll give you the audacity, we'll give you the order to go against the leadership of this movement, not knowing that our leader have passed this information before Kanu went on air a day to tweet it that he have suspended. So what I'm trying to say, Mazi, you know, our leader's order, it doesn't matter how you feel it. It doesn't matter how you take it. You must obey our leader's order, because his order is law. You know this, you know it more than me and you. So, Mazi, please, if there's anything you want to say about this, please.
Mazi, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, this is an interactive section. There's no hard feelings here. Like I always did, I always say, I borrowed people's words. Mazi Sanwo-Olu was the person that came on Radio Biafra to announce this seat at home. And I remember his words. He said, this seat at home will reveal time to time. And that's the argument I used to put up back in the days. I tell people, you don't have to question what decision they have made, because Sanwo-Olu with his own mouth said that we are going to, you know, with time to time reveal it. So it can be revealed under one day. It doesn't matter if you reveal it 24 hours. The word reveal, underline the word reveal. So now, if Sanwo-Olu make this submission publicly to our people, this is contradictory and it's very dangerous and demean to our leader. Demean to our leader. To contrary to what our HOD has said in previous video, where he's saying that we cannot, our leader is still in charge. So if he's contradicting what our HOD have said, because they know our leader's strength, where our leader's strength lies, especially in this crucial time that is in the hands of the enemy. we cannot see our leader to being irrelevant in what we are doing. But he's saying this publicly in our Radio Biafra because it's gone viral. Regardless how you want to analyze it, the point there is that he's telling you that it's not everything our leader have said that they take in, that they will sit down and think about it and make decisions. That's why they're leaders. Now we have multiple leaders. It is not encouraging, to be honest with you. But let me remind us here, Sit at Home was not started today. Sit at Home started since 2016. We implement Sit at Home. And we've been doing this successfully. And when Sit at Home has been called, people will respect it. And when it calls off, it calls off. Onyendu was with the enemy when we started Sit at Home. As Blessed Bas, we did it to prove that Biafrans now have refused the zoo. If you remember, that's how we started Sit at Home. It is not this is the first time we did it. But this particular one, it is, let me tell you something, right? You see, there's a spirit behind what we are doing. IPOB is not just ordinary. There's a spirit behind this struggle. And after Onyendu built the senator in Enugu, that some of our comrades, aided to destroy and everything, waking up the spirit of Biafra, those that fought alongside and died in 67 and 70, those men woke up and they're fighting alongside with us. So we must be very wary on what we do and what we say. Our leader is the arrowhead, regardless where our leader is. His word is what you mustn't allow to drop on the ground. And I always make reference to Mazi George, regardless what he's doing today, let the providence judge him and his generation. But I will always tell you what he did on his own time. Because if it wasn't him, maybe today we won't be talking about IPOB. That's nothing like IPOB. If Uchemofa have one day come out and tell people that Onyendu send messages and he have to think about it, did you think that people will respect our leader? Do you think that? In your own right mind?
No.
Even the enemy themselves holding our leader knows that this is exactly what they want. It's not me. He's the one saying it. If he can come out, so the argument you've been picking up all this while, I don't care what Onyendu said. As far as Onyendu made a proclamation that he must honor it, then he can go back and tell Onyendu, but we think that this thing you tell us we should have done it the other way around. Just like they have given us order, we obey orders. We never question any order they're giving. Nobody questions it. Because we follow the chain command. But if you now are thinking, okay, you are a leader in the board of the US, as well as a national coordinator in their own countries as a leader. So if we now start taking things by, we think we can lead better than who is actually our overall, then we know we don't have a leader. That is where the word of autopilot comes in. You understand what I'm saying? You see the word of autopilot, right? That's where it comes in. Because the autopilot will defend the autopilot. But if you don't take Onyendu's order and doing what you wish to do, then in which frequency are you operating on? That's all the argument. I don't care what Onyendu says. That particular Sit at Home could have died natural death if they could have come back on Radio Biafra and announced it before ever the tweet coming from Mazi George Umeh came out. Because that is where all this whole thing started. Now people start asking, oh, is Canon Takan the one now, piloting IPOB? But you guys knew the truth. So why did you act upon Onyendu's instruction? That's the fundamental question. We don't need to play games with this. If we have to, when they talk about code of conduct, and there is no portion of code of conduct that said when Onyendu is not there, Mazi George takes over. No. There's no portion of our code of conduct that said it.
Maz, because sorry to stop you here, please. I want to play that video again and play a video clip from our finance secretary worldwide. Then you can take it from there. Let me play it again. So I want people to come along with us. I want to carry people along with us for what we are doing. So we are borrowing word from their mouth from what they said.
Has the capable hands. If you ask the legal teams, if you ask anybody who have known him, he have always said in his absence, and that is what the IPOB Code of Conduct said, in his absence that Chike Doziem takes charge. When people say Chike Doziem, Mazi Chike Doziem is the head of the GOS, which Mazi Namdekano is part of. Now, nobody inside the GOS, everybody has his work. In the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I'm asking you, should those work be shut down? Do you think it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is controlling the IPOB media as he is inside? Do you think he's the one?
Okay, Mazi, I want to play a video clip from our Secretary of Finance, Mazi Nelson. So,
okay, thank you. I hope I'm coming out. Yes, you are, Mazi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Biafrans. Once again, my name is Nelson Yagazi, Secretary of Finance, IPOB Worldwide. I just have a few things to add to what the head of finance have said. And I go on. Please, I want us to understand something because it does seem there's a high level of insubordination since the incarceration of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some people do not seem to differentiate their left from their right anymore, and that is very bad. It doesn't help the struggle in any form. Yeah, so in regards to that, I just want to say some things to kind of correct some erroneous impressions some people have. And this is it. Number one, finance is a department and not an individual. Lady Nenia Anya is the head of finance. She speaks and acts in that capacity. She doesn't speak as an individual. She speaks and acts in the capacity of head of finance, IPOB Worldwide. Her speeches do not come as a speech of an individual lady in any eye. Now, but as the head of finance, as the head of a department, finance, I repeat, is a department. It's not an individual. Secondly, whatever Nenia says is the standpoint of finance as a department, not her personal view. Finance as a department do have meetings regularly. Finance have meetings like every other department in this struggle, and finance do that regularly, discuss issues, agree or disagree in order to agree, as the case might be. And whatever decisions finance takes, of course, such will be communicated to the world by the one and only true person to do that, which is the head of the department, which is the head of finance. And that person, whether we like it or not, is the person of Lady Nenia. It doesn't matter whether I like her or not. It doesn't matter whether I hate her or not. It doesn't matter whether I like her occupying that position or not. What matters is that she is legally occupying that position as designed by God and announced by our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If we respect authority, if we respect our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then we must accept his pronouncements, whether it is in agreement with our individual likings or not. So what I'm saying here is whatsoever Nenia comes out to say, whether in company of any other member of finance or not, is the standpoint of finance as a department. She is not speaking on her own accord. She is speaking as a representative of finance in general, as a body, finance as a body. And of course, she is the head of the department, so there's no other person to make such pronouncements other than her. Thirdly, some people often say, in the absence of our leader, in the absence of our leader. And my question is our leader really absent? I'm saying this because sometimes people through tantrums and arguments should come up and they make references to some things. And when you say, see, we have a code of conduct, and this is what it states. We must act within the confines, within the tenets of the code of conduct, because the code of conduct is like a law. It's like a law, a constitution that guides a nation. And the problem the Jew have today, and not just the Jew, but most African countries have, is a neglect to the rule of law, where people feel they are above the law. That is a fundamental problem most African countries have. And of course, Biafra is a beacon of hope. We bear the torchlight for Africa. That is why we have the sun in the black part of our flag, the rising sun in the black part. It wasn't by mistake. Therefore, we must do things right. And that is why when there seems to arise a confusion, we make reference to the code of conduct. And sometimes some people say, in absence of our leader Mazi Nandekan, and I say our leader Mazi Nandekan is not absent. It's not absent from where? Are you referencing his house in London? Absent from there? Of course, it functions from everywhere and anywhere on planet Earth. So long as he's on this planet Earth, he's not absent, because when he leaves London, he might be in the USA, he might be in Africa, he might be in Europe, he might be anywhere. His authority remains supreme as far as this struggle is concerned. So once he's breathing and reachable, the claim that he's absent doesn't make any sense. People understand what I'm trying to say. It's not everything I have to say here on air. But people understand what I am saying. He is not absent. He is present. Be in the enemy's camp for now, which is by the design of Chukwu Kitabiama for a particular purpose, doesn't suggest or imply that he is absent. We should understand this. I understand every one of us is fighting for the betterment and success of this struggle.
So, hello, Mazi. Mazi. Yeah. Mazi, I think it can, it can now get the point where I'm coming from. This our secretary, IPOB Worldwide, Nelson Nagazie, is trying to tell us that our leader is not absent. The same word our HOD use, that Mazi Nandekan is not absent. So why out of sudden we started hearing about our leader is in absence of our leader? Mazi Chiki doesn't take control in the code of conduct. Please, Mazi, can you say something about this, please?
Thank you very much. We will discuss now, because everything has been discussed publicly. Now, our brother Mazi Nelson Nyagazie was doing a justice to the whole thing. Just if you take it back to what I've just said, I said, as a professional, you wake up every morning and go to your workplace does not mean you're happy to even to see your manager or your boss. But you have to put up that smiling face, right? Because that is your source of living. Now, he made a reference to Madam Nene and her position. I said it in our last program that Madam Nene have a team. She's not alone. That oftentimes they come on Radio Biafra to address us. This has been going on, and regardless what we are seeing today, because what makes developing, what like a civilized countries, if you know, when they said, first world, let's put it that way. You live in Europe, and we all live in Europe, and some people live in America. the way they do things is that when something happened, if somebody died in an accident, there will be a review. What caused that accident? There will be a case study, and they will not allow that to happen again. They will prevent it not to happen again. Prevention is better than cure. Now, the question you should ask in our people is this: what exactly did we learn from 2015 to 2018 to 19? In leadership as well, these men now today in the US, all of them were there then, because then we have a deputy leader. That was their boss. But how did he navigate IPOB through those times? Have you ever had him come out publicly and speak words that ill to our leader? Publicly. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, when our leader is still in the hands of enemy. Have you ever had, do we ever have argument who is leading who in 2015, 16, 17, 18? Have we ever had that kind of conversation in Radio Biafra? If Mazi come on air after he have introduced himself, he will make one reference that our leader, because then, before now we claim our leader the spirit of religion, all because of all this argument, the former renegade then was poking hand in our leader. Before now we crown him the supreme leader of religious people of Biafra. And we'll give him that reference and we'll accord him with that respect. And he will say that I'm the deputy standing on the gap of our leader. That's what our leader. Our leader have got so many interviews saying it doesn't matter where he is. That Biafra agitation must go on. But the question is that our brother said, our leader, it's not absent. We are in a struggle. Onyendu went where he is today because he knew that he had men that were supposed to represent him. Onyendu can come out from there tomorrow if you want to. And tell all of us to fuck off. Sorry my word. And come on, you want to come out tomorrow, you can come out from there tomorrow. But he said no. He's sitting down there because this is a divine mission. And he told us that we'll lead from the front. So if somebody now ascribing that our leader is an absent, my brother, is deeper than what me and you can see. And that sends a wrong signal to our enemies. Because Onyendu's strength, the drive is from all of us now supporting him. They know that what Onyendu say is the final. The day they found out that Onyendu word now has been watered down, just like Martina Sanwo confirmed with his own mouth. They watered down Onyendu's instruction. That is a lot of our people don't understand this. We have fought to restore to the structure of IPOB. The structure of IPOB is there. There's nothing, no one is going to uproot the structure of IPOB. But now we need to look inward. Just like that our brother make a reference. Because the way we are governing ourselves now, it's like we are going a very, we have left what we are fighting for. We are fighting for equity, justice, and fairness. Yeah? And adhering to whatever our leader have instructed us to do. The question you're asking yourself, are they already sitting as in place the way it's supposed to be? Because if it's not someone can come out and telling you that if the lawyers give them information, they will tell them that information is not good enough. But China Sanwo will not board a plane and go to DSS dungeon to go and talk to our leader. Don't you think that is being sarcastic? When people talk sometimes, they need to listen to the echo of their words. Am I making sense out of what I've just said? I know a lot of our people are blind now because of, we want to protect the leadership. You're protecting which leadership, I'm asking you? If China Sanwo can open his mouth and say that Onyendu's words now, when he comes, they will sit down now and now, edit Onyendu's words and that they are leaders. That means there's no highest command anymore. And that is why I underline the word of autopilot. Remember, when this word autopilot came up, a lot of force, I don't ascribe to it. I don't use it often. But when you see what is happening within IPOB leadership today, if a hierarchy will come out, and use this word publicly, with not even in the forum, this is in Radio Biafra, say it verbatim the way it's what they have been doing. That means it doesn't have any regard for Onyendu. That's number one. Number two, it sends a wrong signal to our enemy. Number three is that we have got nobody piloting this affair because none of these men can pilot IPOB. Sorry, without Onyendu's order. That's the fact of life. None of them can pilot this affair without Onyendu's approval. And we know that it's Onyendu saying what they're doing. None of them have the capacity to do it. I, for one person, will never listen to whatever you said because I didn't hear your voice before I joined IPOB. I will respect your office. As long as you are respecting the highest commander of IPOB, there won't be any problem. But as far as you people have accepted publicly that Onyendu Southerner has been watered down, then what is your argument? You people have been making a lot of mistakes, and I keep on saying it. IPOB was found under, under truth that Onyendu was organic. All of us saw it, and we know that this man is blemished. He has got no sin in him. He meant well for all of us. We cannot now descend into practicing what we are trying to get ourselves to extricate ourselves from. I'm not saying that you guys couldn't make some amendment with Onyendu send a message, or you guys have to go back to Onyendu and speak to Onyendu. It is natural. But when you make it obvious, even to come out publicly to admit that, my brother, that is not the best thing to do. Some people are telling me, oh, don't come out, don't speak, don't this, don't that. But look at what you're saying on air. Look at what you said on air. What else do you want? If not that Mazi Nandekano was called by Chukwu Abiyama, our enemies hide hearing these things. They listen to the radio. So the lawyers now, they are now irrelevant to you. When they bring message now, you have to filter them. The one that is good and the one not. That is where the problem started. And that is where the autopilot issue starts. Because somebody said, oh, we don't take any order from anybody that's in DSS dungeon. Because if you still remember that Onyendu is our highest command, why would you question what Onyendu tell you to do? And you want me to listen to you? Are you guys joking me, man? It's not a rocket science. It's like a lot of us now has forgotten the reason why we are in IPOB. That we are being oppressed in the zoo. We want to come out of zoo to build another different nation. Onyendu say we cannot build another useless African country in Biafra. That's why we ask questions. That's why Onyendu have Q&A every Friday across board. People are asking questions. He answer you. If our leader is not here with us, and you people now are saying you want Onyendu, the absence of Onyendu. Onyendu is absent now. I remember when Charles Rabbi came on Radio Biafra and said that they shouldn't listen to Onyendu's take order from him. But all those things has been implemented now, even admitted publicly. So we cannot sit down here and be deceiving ourselves. And if I can find out the problems we have in IPOB today is because it is actually on autopilot, if you ask me. Because if them themselves are doing this without listening to Onyendu, if you remember, our first lady make a reference about he have a pilot and co-pilot. But a co-pilot will take up the plane. If the plane is, you can't leave it on autopilot or to cruise. You have to navigate it. With instruction already, there's a manual for you to navigate aircraft. So there was what we call a standing order. And Onyendu is not far-fetched. You always get to him if you want to get to him. So if they tell us that they don't trust our barristers anymore from the messages they're getting from them, then they have to find a decision. They have to make a decision and find another way to get in communication with our leader. But for say that one message come sometimes, not always, but they have to choose the one they want and what they don't want. Now, remember that he made a reference that when that message keep coming and they were ignoring that message.
Yeah.
The message keep coming.
They feel reluctant. They feel reluctant. Reluctant.
So if you feel reluctant about Onyendu's message, whose message will we take? And you can see the impact of that particular mistake they made. You see the problem. You are not Chidas and Warrior and including board of the today. They are not the people that initiated sit at home. This is one of sit at home we have ever started. All of them was still in the US when sit at home started from 2016. This is not the first time we've been doing sit at home successfully in Biafra land. So it's not the first time. And always we put up sit at home and we always call it off. If you serve his purpose, you call it off. And they have served his purpose. We didn't instruct you to call it off. You didn't call it off. Before, now, a tweet now came from Canon Takano. And now that tweet now is what sparked all this problem. And now the other people on the other side now seeing it, Canon Takano now is one piloting IPOB, now is a business, is family business. Everybody now having counter opinion, and now everybody now gone mental. It's a single mistake, one mistake.
If you go and look at how did we get to where we are today, everything was going fine until that silly mistake, and they have admitted it. So they have to man up, being a man responsible to take up that particular mistake they made. They made that mistake, they have to accept it. It is not about saying, oh, people have accepted sit at home. It doesn't matter. People have been sitting, we have been doing sit at home from onset. But because now people are questioning, they don't trust you anymore. And they have admitted it. Because if we have actually acted upon Onyendu's voice, what Onyendu asks you to do, you do it. If you gone wrong, we will know. So we cannot dwell talking about this, Mazi, because at the end of the day, the truth is that it is good now that Mazi Chinasanwodu actually admitted that some of the messages coming from Onyendu, they're tampering it. That shows that our argument is legitimate, you know. So, and that's why someone like me will stand where I stand until Onyendu comes out. We've gone through this phase before in 2015. When all this whole thing started in 2016, 15 to 16 now, going forward, there was renegade then. And we know how we fought along these men. They were in charge of IPOB just like they are today. No one is indispensable in IPOB. But with all due respect, anytime you water Onyendu's order, you are irrelevant. I don't care who you are. Can be boasting and nagging yourself now, you people are making no. In our code of conduct, there is no place in our code of conduct Mazi Ezumezu's name was mentioned. Nobody's name was mentioned there. It was only finance mentioned in our code of conduct. I think you have to go back and read it again. Onyendu will ascribe that power to you to use them. And Onyendu say, whatever Chikerezium say goes. Based that Chikerezium must act upon Onyendu's instruction. So when Chikerezium is done now, you people are now doing what Onyendu asks you to do. Then how do you now want to carry Onyendu? Onyendu gave you the power. So the power he gave you is that power. No one elected none of you. It's not elected office. IPOB will run quasi-administrative system when you want to explain the structure. You don't allow the structure to work for you when you feel like it's working for you. You have to allow it to work absolute. Absolute is that we have to follow the code of conduct the way it now is in black and white, right? Onyendu's is the highest command in IPOB, and he's the only one that have the power to, you know, he's one that appointing and dismissing only Onyendu will do it, but he can ascribe that power to anybody. So when he give it to you, it doesn't mean he abuse it. But when some things you have to ask, you have to get approval from our leader. Just like our HOD admitted from his first interview with all this woman at the highway, that was where he done the justice. That Onyendu is still in charge. So if Onyendu is in charge, why are you questioning his words?
Yeah, Mazi, can we play that video clip so people know? Or do we have time to play it?
Yeah, we can play it. We can play it. It's, we don't rushing anything. It's very important that people understand. Our HOD was, I think, that particular. Yeah, it was that particular. 1 second. We play it. Let's just 1 second, Mazi. Let's we can play it, you know, because
no, it's very important so people will really understand what we are saying. What I say,
this is the voice of HOD. Just this, I'm not putting it on the screen. Just let's just listen to the background.
Yeah.
You can hear him, right? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, and I was saying that I thank Sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of our statement, she said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly expect to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Onyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Onyendu, I deal with them because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so
weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input. I will act according to his instructions.
So Mazi, we don't need to go playing this. You have already, like I said, it is very clear here. And the reason why that particular comment China Sanwo made is very, very, very demeaning and dangerous to every single one of us that believe in our leader. It is not a palatable word to come out of his mouth publicly. But like I said, so many of us now is blinded with the truth. And I don't know what is wrong with our people. So Mazi Ezumezu now have just confirmed it. Our leader is reachable. And isolating our leader, the word of isolation, when you isolate a leader now, being that they don't implement what Onyendu requested for them to do, as if they are the one now making decision. So, I mean, this whole thing is very, very, that is why so many people are apprehensive. A lot of people are now in denial, because people speak, and sometimes we speak, and, words are something that will just come out of your mouth. Especially in social media, it can't take them back. The moment that word is spilled out, people have to have the content and keep it for you. In a very good day, they will remind you with it. Like I said, we don't have this kind of catastrophic, event within the 2015, 16, 17, 18. Regardless how you want to go back and say it. That is why we were as the indomitable force then. That was this kind of thing we're having now. We have within the inside modes and everything. But we managed to scale across board because the truth was always been told. And Onyendu's wish and orders will always be carried out. It doesn't matter what time that message come in, that message must be delivered. When Obete was now acting very well within, the legal team we had, that is the word they gave back to Ejiofor. If you remember vividly, when Onyendu was still in DSS dungeon, Onyendu will pass message, the message is not clear. If the message is not clear, you guys will come out and tell us that the lawyers they are the problem. Not that he says, sometimes he takes some messages, sometimes he don't take. What's that all about? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Mazi Ezumezu done justice to it. But all I'm pleading, because listen, this is not a joke. This is a serious issue. It's a serious issue. Now, projecting that Onyendu's order now has not been carried out, it is not something good. It is not something I want to see, because I know that the strength of our leader, it is all of us here that gather together. And them themselves now in the hierarchy, they're supposed to follow suit and do the right thing, because they know I'm not going to teach them their work. I'm now having a conversation on the word that come out of his mouth, because this is what if hear people say. People talk about these things. It's not hidden anymore. Everybody's accusing everybody now. People wake up in the morning, they want content to talk about how this person, Mr. ASYZ, have done this and done that. It is not what we are here for. All we are here for is to have mind-to-mind talk, rub mind together, and educate our people, not with any, stigmatization or whatsoever, because we are IPOBs, you know what I mean? So all I have to say, I advised the leadership the last time, because if they are not actually acting upon Onyendu's instruction, that means the word underline that word autopilot is like we are on autopilot. And that is the reason why we're having problems. I've said it before. If Onyendu word is being neglected, then all of us are, all the things, we are just wasting our time. Because what we are doing is more spiritual than physical. It's not about Mazi Ezumezu or Mazi China Samoro. Without Mazi Nandikan, this man they don't exist. They don't. It's no disrespect. Without Onyendu, you can shout from here to Jerusalem. It doesn't waste, you're wasting your time. Nobody will pay attention to you. So if you don't pay attention to what Onyendu is telling you to do, then how do you want to start the struggle? And as you can see, we are suffocating. Because now people have left the main reason why all of us came out now, and now we are tackling each other. What you ask yourself, how many in a week, how many times do you see people wake up in the morning and posting down in their Facebook wall, 3 miles in the count? Do you see that? Even when our Lord came and tell us that reminded us about tweet, and some people were carrying on to try to see what they can do. But the fact remains is that what do we do when we wake up in the morning? How are we now fighting to release our leader? That is visible. How? They must set up 1 million march in Brussels and the one they want to do in United Kingdom. That is not the question. Because social media has been the beacon of hope that brought IP. Only said that God created social media for us to stay true. Now, people open their Facebook. Now, all they talk about now is, if he's not talking about me, we're talking about Mr. B or Mr. A. If Mr. B is not talking about Mr. B, he's talking about Mrs. Z. Now, how many times in a week, even all this whole thing now, all this good news we have now, go to most of the hierarchies, go and check the Twitter handle and the Facebook wall. Have they reposted about the Wike, what is it called? This Wike indictment, and the UK, granting us a day in the court? You wouldn't see there. You wouldn't see there. You wouldn't see it. So what are you going to ask yourself? Which way are we going? That is the only question we're asking. And we have to put our people in a direction, because so many people have they've lost track. The other people are not shouting obedience. Now, ask yourself, what kind of a race are we? What is wrong with our people? We cannot actually make a decision and stand on one. Actually, we have all these whole people with intellectual and we are people that God has given us all this wisdom. But one thing God has, we lack is not being unruled. Unruling people on earth is like a curse that we can't take instruction. Onyendu was the only man that have came out, and all of us followed him because Onyendu was genuine. But what we are seeing today is that people have done something wrongly. You can't hide under command and control and committing evil, heinous crime, because you are Onyendu said whatever you say goes. No. Onyendu said whatever you said goes. There's a bot there. Well, nobody's stupid here. Just like they're admitting it with their own mouth, not me. The argument has been, why would you water Onyendu's order? All this why? Nobody want to go about it. There's so many things that happen. We don't want to talk about it, but we have to educate people, and then try to make an amendment. If you want to unify IPOB, it's not allowing a junior officer to come to Radio Biafra and be maligning a hierarchy officer like you. As long as you allow that to happen, your own position is as well as is nothing. Nobody's acquiring any respect to any of you any longer because of the way you guys are carrying out meddling with issues of IPOB internally. Allowing people to make IPOB now a content on a daily basis, talking about our internal affair outside IPOB that we never done before, has got the family upside down. Now, they pick up phone and call people to join IPOB. Have you ever had IPOB? We were fighting to get money and do on phone. I called on Radio Biafra many times before I was successful to speak to our leader. After speaking to him, I get the former coordinator of Facebook and I have to call him, and we had a lunch one time before I joined IPOB. We were the one fighting to join, to contribute money. But today, people will be calling people at the back, trying to talk bad about somebody. This is not IPOB. That's what I'm saying. IPOB is a freedom fighting that is a voluntary. Everything we do is a voluntarily. The people that contribution, nobody is forcing you to do it. And the moment you start forcing people or threatening people, you've lost the argument. Because a lot of people will say, you know what? Is it this kind of people? Is it what we're going to see if Biafra actually be restored? Because now, somebody now in a position, we use his position now to oppress other people. Then how are we going to stay true to restore Biafra? Onyendu never allows such thing to happen. And we cannot allow it to happen. So my argument is this. Issue of Onyendu's orders being flouted is one of the, you can't even call it insubordination, because without Onyendu, what are we talking about again? Without our leader, why are we here? Why are we mentioning Biafra?
Yeah, Mazi, one more thing I want to say, very important. If you go on Facebook, all you will hear that if you ask them what Kantakan did or what Madam Nyanya did, they will tell you that Madam Nyanya and Kanonta hold meeting with an expel member. It's an insubordination. I said, what? Then no, I told people that if you are in IPOB, you are not upright. Chukwu will expose you. It doesn't matter who you are. But today, we will pray to Biafrans. They will hear our leader have passed order, passed message about Ogbuefi to settle that issue. Ogbuefi. But they never implement it. But we have it on video from their own people. We play the video clip so people will listen. And Mazi, maybe if you have something to say about it, you can throw more light on it. No? It's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking.
Anyway, Mazi, all these things we already know that it is not a rocket science, but we will get there. We will get there.
Before you continue, let me quickly show Biafrans what Ogbuaturu wrote, because I told them that we have everything. Any day we want to provide it, we provide. This is what Ogbuaturu wrote. You can see the message was sent to Mazi George, right? Can you see? That was the message of Ogbuaturu. Look down here. Can you see? Now let me read it. He said, "Hi, Mazi George. Greetings from here. I am writing to apologize for my utterance. It was not intended to hurt or to be escalated. In the spirit of the struggle for Biafra freedom we share, I thank you in anticipation of your positive disposition." Even when you were now the before you continue, let me quickly show Biafrans what.
Hello, Mazi.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Mazi. I know you understand that video clip. You know that tells us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, have passed information, have passed message, and asked Ogbuefi to tender apology to HOD, Mazi Ezumezu. And Ogbuefi did exactly what our leader said. But Mazi Ezumezu never did what our leader said about Ogbuefi. Mazi, this is something else. If our leader orders are not taken, if our leader message are not implementing, where are we going? But my happiness is that our leader is coming out soon. Soon he's coming out. He's coming out soon. He said that I will not disappoint you, but you will disappoint me. You can see from that video, people don't know that this issue of Ogbuefi has been settled. And just because of the leadership did not implement what our leaders say, that's why these people whole meeting with this man, whole meeting with Ogbuefi and his co. But we can see today that Ogbuefi wrote the letter of apology to the leadership, to Mazi George. But Mazi George refused to implement our leaders' order. Huh?
Mazi, let me be very, very honest with you. I'm very calm today, We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. I will take you back to the interview when our First Lady went to Radio Biafra. Mazi Jonathan interviewed her. You could see when Mazi Jonathan started to be being very petty, question our
First Lady that she went to a gathering that is autopilot. You understand what I'm saying? That a place that were not supposed, she wasn't meant to be there. And she educated her. She educated him a little bit. That particular people that she actually gets in contact with and have some communion and prayers actually relieve a lot of burden off her shoulder. And she said it there categorically. There's nothing wrong with the platform. I will come back to this question you asked now. And made it abundantly clear that Madam Bridget is a good woman. And she called her the women leader. On that broadcast, if you go and check that broadcast, she called her a woman leader.
Yeah, she said she has a good heart.
And she had a good heart. Now, if Onyendu, just like when Uchemofo issue happened, I remember some people came on Radio Biafra then talking about how they tried to settle it with Uchemofo and Onyendu. Uchemofo refused. These people came to talk about this, not Onyendu. Onyendu never uttered word. Or sometimes things will happen on the ground. People don't know the truth until somebody that thing happened come out to air their own view. Because like I am now, somebody will not ask me, George, don't speak. I've been called criminal here in the UK several times. People that call me, I'm still waiting for them to tell me what I'm stealing. Because I see people threatening now, they are going to sue. And I'm going to check who has worked for who and who is owing who when the time is right. I don't just talk anyhow. So now, Madam Bridget, our leader's wife, made him look like a child because he doesn't even know what he was talking about. I'll leave that there. Now, issue of Ogbuefi. I never pay attention to this issue because even that time it was Mazi Ezumezu that brought the audio. That's the kind of person I am. Me personally, I don't like gossip. I wasn't paying attention when this audio came out. There was one particular person that his name was mentioned. I remember I was having a meeting. I was the person that asked him, go back to this woman and ask and try to investigate yourself. Record her voice to say that she mentioned your name, without unknowingly. And he did it. And after he made a program with it. But I wasn't paid. If I told you that I listened to that tape, I'm a madman. I don't listen to gossip. I don't have time. I never listened to that audio. But so far as the Onyendu have given order to restore those men back and instructed Ogbuefi to apologize to our HOD, and which he did publicly. And I can see somebody in his bedroom or living room are using it now to make with conversation Onyendu, our HOD had with somebody, the highest, decision making IPOB now. How did he get to that person's hand to use it to make program? That is where things have fallen apart. How did the WhatsApp conversation with our HOD now get an individual hand, not even on Radio Biafra? So that tells you all you need to know. If Ogbuefi have tendered apology to you, as Onyendu have asked him to do, and he refused, what does that say to you? And don't forget that you are our leader now. Yeah? As the structure demanded, you are the one supposed to be piloting this affair. So any place we have issue, is coming back to you. It's you that actually failing, not me. Because you are the leader. So you will do everything in your power to make sure that there's no leakage within your leadership. So, but they're bringing that thing out to say that Ogbuefi apologized to our HOD. Then what else do you want our Ogbuefi to do? Now you refuse the apology while Onyendu have given the order. That's number one. Number two, Onyendu have asked you to reinstate them back. Now, if Madam Nene and Kanu Takano is having a meeting with them, so how would the matter be settled? We have reconciliation committee. Where are they? Because as far as I have not seen them. So if there is issue within IPOB, those issues doesn't solve. So it become like everything is dormant. That means that autopilot comes back in. Do you understand what I'm saying? If there's issue and you cannot, implement any solution to the problems, that means you are not capable of leading anybody. So what he's trying to say, anybody that you expel or somebody have gone into any misconduct, once the person is out, you don't have to talk to that person anymore. And that was it. Is it how you're going to restore Biafra? Or who is losing? Is it the person losing or you losing? Is there anybody in IPOB? Though I know now that they're giving money to people. because we can see how they are sharing card now online very openly. It's not hidden anymore. They're calling people's name and sharing their card. The same thing that Radio Biafra was doing when they induced them. They accepted they were induced. Now, IPOB now is the one inducing people online or publicly sharing money, card. So all these are the easier when you talk about what is it called? The charge card media warrior. People will get angry. But actually, you could see it's happening. And they have talked about it. We can play the voice here. They have talked about the charge card, media warriors before. So all these things is, if you put it together, you're asking yourself, which direction are we going? The only thing that makes me mad is, as I'm sitting down here now talking, I'm not gonna be using IPOB or things I know about IPOB to come and be talking on publicly, unless somebody wants to play games with me. Then, like what they have just said, I will come out and tell you that you're lying. I will defeat whatever you're saying. But we took oaths, and that oath, I respect our oath. And I believe that we shouldn't be discussing our affairs on publicly, but that they are the one bringing it to the public. Everything we do is now being discussed openly, And the only thing they discuss hiddenly is about the cabarism now, because they will call people on phone and tell them what to do, what not to do. They will have meeting before meeting. If you come to meeting, imagine IPOB meeting now. You come to meeting, somebody will be saying it publicly that, we have a lot of moles in this meeting. We cannot say everything here. I will have to call you on phone. That's not IPOB for me, because we took oath. What is the oath serving if we cannot discuss openly? So it doesn't make any sense. Ogbuefi have done marvelously. Actually, that particular mentioning his name publicly, that he apologized to Chikezem already, have vindicated him that he's actually done mistake. He had a private conversation with people. It is because of his own leak. What about other people that have been talking? I know people that have called me on phone to talk to ask me, George, calm down. But I know what they're saying as well. I know what they are saying, because people cannot speak the truth. But I don't remember anybody in UK telling me this in 2017 about Mazi Okachi, when Okachi was having the same problem that I, George, stood alone. I made my decision. Like I said, I don't need advice from anybody. Keep your advice to yourself. Before you come to advise me, you should stop talking about Biafra, because if we as agitators now cannot question what is happening, now we had it from Marchina Samuel that only these orders are not it's not been implemented, and you want me, George, to fold my hand. I didn't have China Samuel's voice, neither Mazi George before I joined IPOB. I no one preached IPOB for me before I joined. I joined when I had Mazi the kind of voice. And the day anybody belittle our leader, everything you are doing to me doesn't add up any longer. And that is bringing us back to this autopilot. You see people, they come every day telling you there's autopilot or infiltrator. Who are the infiltrators and autopilot? If you are implementing their wish, who is actually the autopilot and infiltrators? We have fought them. But this content is what they have to talk about every day to divert attention from the main hardcore thing happening within IPOB families. The cabal they have built in IPOB. You saw what happened in South Africa the other day. They came on air to talk about the finance.
It's terrible.
You saw what happened.
It's terrible.
You saw what happened. Our money, I want to say it here, now in this program. If you remember when they had issue with the Finland national coordinator, I remember a particular guy doing a program. I reached out to him. That's the only thing that I was trying to caution him. I said, but I couldn't have that conversation. But I think I said that word the day I had opportunity to speak to him. We don't discuss about our finance outside. He said, the guy that was in Italy that had loaned money from IPOB boss, the guy said that Austin Albani, European rep, was aware that he was loaned money for him to ship his goods back home. In IPOB. IPOB money. Also, if it doesn't matter if somebody's dead, once this money called IPOB money, that money, we're not loaning IPOB money to any individual. It's a community fund. We can rally around. That's how we do and help our brother that is in need. Or if somebody has something to do, but not to say that somebody took money from our purse and gave you to ship your goods back home. You see, that's the problem. We have lost track of what we are doing, because that's why Onyendu created IPOB, and we have financial department, like Nelson said, that you don't get in contact with our money. Because once the mentality of buying and selling settles in our people, then they think it's about money. Now, the people are coming to IPOB now to what they will gain. If not those people looking for paper, or those that are looking for people in Biafra land, who will be sending them the charge card. You see now it's become now that it is not volunteer anymore. There's an interest. People have interest now to join IPOB. People, they're looking for something within IPOB now.
You know, Mazi, what happened at South Africa? You see, when we are trying to kill somebody and that person is innocent, you will end up destroying yourself. See, that meeting on Radio Biafra with South Africa SADC, it's all about to destroy our finance head, Madam Nenia, and at the end of the day, they destroy themselves. A coordinator from Johannesburg call in and expose them, expose all of them, expose all of them. And Mazi Jonathan was forced to tell them, okay, you people should go and settle it privately. But he was the first one to bring it out in public.
No, but we have his voice here. What he said. We have his voice here. What he said. Because that's our brother. And sometimes you need to be very careful. This is his word.
Oh, this is freedom fighting. It is a mass movement of people. Organization of huge number of people. Matters must arise. That is one thing we should know. Matters must arise. Matters like this must arise. That is the reality. So that what we are doing or what is happening is not something out of question on a movement of this magnitude. The hardest thing on earth is to control human being, direct and control human being. It is the hardest thing on earth. Animals don't have their own brain, don't have their own mind, but human beings do. That is why the hardest thing is to control human beings. And also, talk less of Biafrans. So, things like this must be coming, and we treat it. And we move on. That's it. No. So, I'm still waiting on calls exclusively on. What's up? Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Please go direct your question or contribution. Okay. In a few minutes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, my name is Mazi George. I was here. I'm the coordinator for IPOB Johannesburg. And I really want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to contribute to today's program. Actually, regarding what is going on in South Africa, I really want to inform our leaders, members of HOD, that IPOB South Africa is currently in a state of anarchy. And the issue of account presentation, which Johannesburg zone earlier demanded, this is almost a year we demanded for that account, when we discovered that there are some things fishing going on that account. And up to now, nothing has been done about it. And it's so disappointing that
What's up? Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Please go direct to your question of contribution.
Okay.
In a few minutes.
Okay, Malida.
Yeah, well.
Yes, my name is Mazi George Umeh. I'm the coordinator for IPOB Zone. And I really want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to contribute to today's program. Actually, regarding what is going on in South Africa, I really want to inform our leaders, members of HOD, that IPOB South Africa is currently in a state of anarchy. And the issue of account presentation, which Johannesburg Zone earlier demanded, this is almost a year we demanded for that account, when we discovered that there are some things fishing going on that account. And up to now, nothing has been done about it. And it's so disappointing that Mwada Ndeanya will come online and be changing the narrative. What we're asking here is for accountability. And in as much as we are having accountability issue here in South Africa, Gloria Alia is not only the person who contributed to all this problem. The entire executive of IPOB South Africa contributed. Because from the program going on, from what we are perceiving, it seems that the members of DOS are receiving information only from the gang-affiliated national executive, because currently the national executive is divided. They are divided. What is going on is here? Organized crime syndicate in IPOB South Africa. And it is a shame. A big one indeed. The woman refused to present account statement up to this very moment. And the executive has failed even to get us the statement of our account. This account belongs to IPOB South Africa, not to an individual. If we're talking about head of finance, South African head of finance, she is also part of IPOB national executives. And that is more to the problem going on in South Africa. If they're telling you that everything is all right, everything is under control, that's pure lie. The national coordinator and his own colleagues has been indicted. He was stealing money from our account as well. He was busy diverting our dues to his own private use.
They had it. You know, I wouldn't say too much in this issue. I want things in the was no boom. Anytime somebody na bogey criminal, yeah, look at that person. Like things that happen in UK here. Like I said, I won't talk about UK issue until they trigger it, because I will keep it for them on a very good day. Like I said, he wouldn't talk about United Kingdom without mentioning my name. It's not a brag. I paid my dues, right? But so many things has happened that even Onyendu to disband UK, that was the reason. The guy said it. And it is nothing to hide anymore. Anybody saying that IPOB is one family, why would you allow a principal officer, a lower principal officer, to come on Radio Biafra to malign Madam Nenianya? It's like me coming to Radio Biafra to come and malign Chike Duzem. Jonathan allowed me to do that. But he had him. Do you know what is creeping in within IPOB? Nepotism and bigotry. It's very dangerous. You don't like this person, and you want to treat him like he's nobody. And he said, are you fighting the zoo? What are you fighting for? The truth is there. These people are people that came to gain something in IPOB. All of us have worked for IPOB. I have one incident here that cost me 6 points in my license for IPOB, to follow command and control. I won't hear about it. It's my own personal problem. I don't want to go into deep on it. All quite the same command and control, even though they were doing wrong thing. But we said no problem. We will follow order. Because some people will see me and say, "Oh, George, what?" But you don't know what I have endured. You don't know the information I'm a privilege to. So all these people run like a mad dog in social media. Some of them have what wanted. If they have half of information we have, they will run mad. But I sworn an oath to keep this family as one. So if they allow somebody, now they've come to talk it, the IPOB is a mass movement. Now, the guy actually accepted that he used IPOB money to go and fix his car.
Yeah. The
money was, but IPOB, Madam Nene shout every day on IPOB. Our money must be sent. You don't hold our money because we need that money. The Radio Biafra they're talking about, Madam Nene is the one paying for. She's the one that paying all our direct debits. It's not them. All the money they have been collecting, this later part, what have they done with the money? What have they done with the money? You questioning Madam Nene. Madam Nene is tested and trusted from Onyendu. Only Onyendu can decide which Chikedozium admitted to Umuada. So what is the argument all about? If Chikedozium will go back and say, "Oh, I want to see that account," Chikedozium, I will advise you to ask for 747,000. Which Guma that were. You were privy to this. Information was on your table. Audio and written. Madam Oyibo and co. siphon 747,000. Hard Biafran's money. Till tomorrow morning. You have no question. There's no inquiry whatsoever. You people put up. But now what you're sniffing dogs in our IPOB money now, you people destroy IPOB Finance within IPOB itself. But something that happened 2015, you people bring it back again. Madam Nyanya, like that our brother said, doing her job as a body. Even Chinasa Wolu said that everybody have their own. Remember, he said it. Everybody have their own job they are doing in IPOB.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So why are you people now don't allow Madam Nyanya to do her own work? It's money. It's money. Because they have been getting involved with this money. Onyendu won. Even Onyendu came on air and said, even if you can't levy any IPOB member, any money you levy IPOB, the head of finance must be involved. That's why in the UK I was laughing. Because you see these people that join IPOB through the back door, people that they preach Biafra for 10 years before they decided when IPOB now can, they have seen that they will make money. They join. They think they are in the democratic setting. IPOB is not democracy, my brothers and sisters. Comrades, we are in quasi-military system. Before they ask me to obey and obey the command and control, Mazi George must fall in. He must be the one to live as an exemplar by following the chain command, by him himself not breaking that chain command. The guy said there's a chaos. The guy said there's chaos in leadership of South Africa. The same as UK here, but we managed it. And before they came to UK and hijacked UK.
And he used the word cabal.
Of course, it's cabal.
You know, he used the word cabal.
It's cabal. You know? What is the business of Chikedozium and Mazi Ezumezu coming to UK and becoming zonal coordinators and financial officers if it's not cabal? What is that business? Why do we have all those principal officers around across the globe? You live in Switzerland, you don't live in England, you don't know the English, you don't know English law, I don't know Switzerland law, I don't want to know because I live in England. You don't understand Jack here. People might tell you things, but you don't live here. This country is deep. Even people that live there don't. You will make one mistake here. It's not excuse in court of law. You must pay through your nose. This country is not one of those Shanghai countries. This is England. You know. So what I'm saying in essence is this: at the end of the day, yeah, people will be pretending. This is the same problem we are going through here. That's nothing else. It's all about money. All the money we contributed here, all this from the last fundraise we did on DSN, on the so-called illegal fundraising they did about legal, all this money, even this last one they did, where is the money? If Madam Nene cannot account for the money, it is you people now that are sending money from here to unknown account we don't know. That means that money now has gone in a thing, just like 747,000 went on a thing, and nobody is talking about that money. Nobody's talking about. The other day, the other people are saying, oh, people are the so-called autopilot now. Why people are confused? People are not contributing money anymore. Anybody telling you somewhere that IPOB families are contributing money, tell the person that I George said that they know they're lying to themselves. Just few people are doing it. And those people that are doing it, if they're not sure, as now they'll build cabal, those cabal will be contributing because they want to pat themselves at the back. But a hardcore IPOB member will not give you his money. Because I work for my money. You're not threatening me. You're not threatening me, bro. He expelled me. Does he put food on my table? Of course not. And you don't have the power to expel me either. Or to resign. Some people are telling me, oh, George, resign. Resign, go. What am I resigning to? I took an oath to restore Biafra until Biafra is restored. Until Mazi Nanikan comes out and says, George Umeh, you've been expelled from my IPOB. I will say, my leader, thank you, sir. And that doesn't stop me to not to pay my dues. So I will contribute my money as others do. Instead, I'll pay it directly to Germany. Or anywhere I want to pay the money. But this shenanigan you guys have brought into IPOB, you people need to drop this attitude. We are not into people that, one thing in life is that anytime someone is talking, that thing, the person is aiming what is inside their mind. Remember, when they come to Radio Biafra and talk about our leaders, family, Malai, Kano, Takano, and I remember the day Austin Abani came on Radio Biafra using the word that IPOB is not a family business. All of us was then watching what is going on. Nobody wanted to say anything about it. He said, well, maybe this is a mistake. But that word shouldn't have come out of Austin Abani from his mouth. Because Austin Abani indirectly urinating on Israel Okukano and Ugeze's grave and those that have died. Because you should have reminded them this. In 20 when Onyendu joined, Onyendu started, we could have telling us that this is not a family business. But I never had anybody say that. That to show you that our people are very, very, very primitive and evil as well. He come on Radio Biafra telling us that IPOB is not a family business. But what are you doing today? And every time they come to meeting, he say, oh, we must accord the same respect to Onyendu Chikedozem. Who says that? Chikedozem can never, ever have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu respect. It doesn't work that way. Unless he make himself. Unless he follow the chain command and obey what Onyendu have said. Then we have that blessing. Uchomofo did it. Uchomofo can be doing whatever I do today. I don't care. I always say it. You people might be calling Uchomofo name. Uchomofo is better than all of you. Take it to bank. I said it. On his own time, Uchomofo never whipper. Onyendu message never drop on the ground. Uchomofo will deliver it. Doesn't matter what time it comes. That is why we don't have encounter, people sitting in their bedroom and japping, talking nonsense. We have only one central command. One central command means everything we do reside in one central command. Today, Chikedoze's message will leak to individual and will show it on social media. But don't you know you're indicting yourself? A principal officer offended you and the highest command asked him to apologize. Now you make it as a saga. You're telling me that we're going to restore Biafra with this mindset? So Mazi, the truth about this whole thing is that you can sit down here and talk. All we are here to educate our people. This is not intended to malign anybody. We're just going into general issue. We are picking up their words because we need to educate our people. Let them understand the direction we are going into the struggle. This struggle, the time has come. People need to stand up and be counted. Onyendu said 100 men and women with clean hearts. And if you remember, when Onyendu came out in 2018, they asked him a question in America. How many men have you found? Onyendu said, I have not found up to 3 men. All these men were there then. No? All of them were there. Onyendu said it on air, including our former deputy, that he couldn't see it. They haven't found up to 3 men. And as you can see, that our leader is the spirit. You know what he was talking about. Because if China someone who can open his mouth publicly and say that they will only send message sometimes and they have to think about it, that is why they are leader. Which you making a lead. I really can you lead your own household before you're talking about leading people? Think we are stupid or someone like me, you lead who? Who you leading? People need to sometimes you chew the word comes out of your mouth. You can't come publicly and disrespect Onyendu and expect people like us to listen to you. Something wrong with you people.
Yeah, Maz, that reminds me, when you say that Onyendu is a spirit, people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that word. If Onyendu in 2010, 2011 says something and it come to pass 215, 218, and that man give you an instruction, and you say it's not every of his word you take. This is something that Biafra will not take from you. Mazi, listen. Mazi, do you know that, let me use in case of a Bruce Fem issue, I want to bring it up. I personally, you know, I was, before now, I don't like Bruce Fem, just because of the information I got from Radio Biafra and from our leaders, DOS, you know, and a lot of people don't like Bruce Fem, even including Kanu Takano, you know, let me say it like that. Everybody, you know, because nobody see what he's doing. But Onyendu was there and passed instruction that Bruce Fem should be added in this legal team. So if Mazi Chinasa Nwolu was Kanu Takano, he will not take that message. He will not implement it. No. But Kanu Takano take it and added Bruce Fem. And today, look at the result we got from UN. So what I'm trying to say that, you know, if Chinasa Nwolu was Kanu Takano, that means he will not accept, because he told her that Bruce Fem, I have the tweet here and everything about Bruce Fem, about the money they paid and nothing was coming out. No evidence. The tweet is on media. It's not public. It's not a secret thing. It's on media. It's on public domain. We can show you Biafra. I don't know. No, we have the tweet about the firm, about the money they pay him. Nothing. You know, and we believe because nothing. Nobody, because the earlier Bruce came into the IPOB was a suspect, and people like me, like, I have to be honest, I don't really trust the Bruce Fem. But the moment our leaders say this man should be added into his team, Kanu Takano obeyed the instruction and added him. Today we got a result, and we got another result again from International Criminal Court. So if Kanu Takano said no, because Fem is not okay with me, I cannot add him to this team, today we will not have this result we are getting. So what I'm saying that no matter what, the moment our leader passed instruction, Chike Doziem must implement it, because if it's our leader is the only man.
The point here is there's a break law. There's a break law and order within IPOB leadership, right? When people trying to portray what they are not, that's why I said anytime you lie, it requires 100 lies to cover one lie. Yeah, because at the end of the day, IPOB was found on the foundation of truth. We don't lie. That is why we always win. But like I said, the moment they have now resulted into now questioning what Onyendi says, this issue of Brufen, I remember so many people having made program against Brufen. And Brufen was extorting money from IPOB. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's not my problem, right? Now, like you said, when Onyendi said that Brufen is an international representative, Ejima Komede wrote something about it before it was finally, you know, because we had, like you said, we had a lot of things that we are paying $50,000 anytime you go to the zoo. All these things, I, for one, don't know. But at the end of the day, all we know that international lawyers are expensive. It is highly expensive, you know, and having dedicated one as well. I don't think Brufen hasn't been the first international lawyer we have. We used to have one that was aiding our case in Hague in 2016, 17 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. It normally comes on Radio Biafra to have interactive session with Mazi Ezumezu back in the days. So, I mean, like I said, it's not everything we must always come on social media to talk about. We are the one giving up the information, and it's coming from our hierarchies. That certain can be sent into, you don't even need to air them out. We must start to hold something back to ourselves. What is it that we're holding back to ourselves? Even if Bruce Fem wasn't doing the right thing, he knows that all this money was being spent. It's not something that should come on air and talk about it. And today, what is happening? In UK here, when they came to talk about Onyendu, though they said Onyendu initiated it, which we for all Onyendu said that he never said anything. You know, Onyendu didn't approve it. That's the message we got from Onyendu. And that was why there was a controversy. Here we have like a consultancy here, which is a baseman that's already been working with you, Onyendu, which is still working. They are the one that all this fighting they did in UK, they want still doing it. But I don't understand why they can't just see eye to eye and sit down as one unit and do what they're supposed to do to, you know, to get the end result. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying to our leadership is that the head need to act like the head. You can't be acting like the tail. Onyisi, possibly onyisi. And the moment you are not doing the right thing, all your organs in your body will be having issues. That's what we're having now. And people are calling fundraising right, left, right, and center. It's because you people are now undermining the finance department within IPOB. You people don't respect it anymore. So how dare you think people are going to trust you and respect you when you come to finance? So people are now, it's about money making. People have turned IPOB into merchandise. You know, anybody can call for fundraising. And after that fundraising was just like what the guy is saying in South Africa. Financial secretary in UK here cannot account for our money. Can you imagine that? You can't ask that question. Account was only her signatories, only her seized account. Madam Nenya was in this account. This woman injected Madam Nenya and the assistants in UK here. Nobody said anything. The money we contributed, nobody know where the money went. And he's telling me that telling me about insubordination. Just like what happened in South Africa. There's something happening here. So people shouldn't be talking or trying to suppress the truth. People say, oh, don't talk about it, I need it when you come out. Then we all should stop talking about Biafra when you come out. Anybody that aspiring that, oh, you shouldn't say, because they are the ones saying it, not me. I haven't said anything yet, oh. This is the tip of iceberg. That's a lot of stuff that have gone under the carpet. We kept it that way. People must respect themselves. All we are saying, make amendment now, restore back Onyendu's orders, as Onyendu has said it. Fall back into your positions. Don't use command and control to intimidate people because you are abusing command and control. Command and control now means nothing to anybody. You are every day come out. How many times does Chike doesn't come on Radio Biafra to actually encourage Biafrans? Talk something meaningful to anybody. When was the last time Chike doesn't come on Radio Biafra? After the end of the broadcast, he said you take out one thing from him. Just be fair, be truthful to yourself. When was the last time him as a leader came out and spoke? Me and you go back and said, you know what? This is excellent word today. At the end of it, what we hear, if Mr. A is not being expelled, Mr. B is being suspended, and anywhere we catch you, we will suspend you. That is not IPOB. Because somebody questioned you, you suspend him as if you are feeding that person. It's not IPOB. If you suspend everybody, you and your household, we don't know. Now we run IPOB and contribute money for IPOB. If it was the kind of attitude the Mazi can have, nobody. You people have drove every single individual, that even those that are bringing the money, that money now is going astray. I say, I'm not telling you where to put your money. It's not me. I'm not going to tell you, but I know that Onyendu have a designated account, approved account in IPOB. Money comes into my zone, must go to the appropriate account. That nobody come to me and say, oh, George, we hear the money. You are a European rep, serve as European rep. Forget about issue of finance. It is not your position. Chike Ezumezu is the second in command, and I never question that. But he must do his job as second in command. He mustn't do his job as second in command and do his job again as head of finance, as head of media. That's not how Onyendu set it up. So they have admitted on it. So what we are encouraging our people is that those that want to contribute money must know that your money you're contributing, because a lot of people now are being aided by, they don't know what to do. They're giving the money away, thinking that it's for good cause. It's your hard-earned money. I'm not the one to tell you where to put your money. But those that want to know, we have a structure. Hierarchy in IPOB, they're having problem internally. And I'm begging them to go and solve it, because they will engage people to come on Radio Biafra and be talking about Madam Nenya openly. And they will sit down there listening to it. They will sit down there and listen to it. And the same people will telling you about command and control. The same people will be preaching command and control to you. But you allow somebody to be coming in. I remember one time in our forum here in the UK, somebody was calling somebody a thief, a hierarchy. That fight, I fight that fight almost alone. I think two comrades was involved in it. To question why that was going on. Nobody said anything. All the coordinators were in that freaking forum. They never said a word. They don't utter a word. It was okay for them. To somebody to be calling a hierarchy name. I don't need to mention name or to tell you I'm defending you. No. I defend the structure, not individual. I said it 1,000 times. Anytime I see cabal or evil, I will fight against it. Without no apology to any idiot.
Maz, that reminds me, do you know there was a day Mazi Chinasa and Mazi Nachi, they are holding a program in Radio Biafra, and somebody called in from Turkey demanding that Madame Nenyanya should be expelled. Let me put it, Madame Nenyanya should be expelled. A whole DOS member, somebody called in and asked and demanded that Madame Nenyanya should be expelled. And do you know, at the end of the day, Mazi Nachi say, okay, say we hear what you said, we are going to look into it. We are going to look. I say, what? You are a DOS you yourself, you are a DOS member, and somebody called and asking you that your colleague, your DOS member, should be expelled on Radio Biafra.
Mazi, it's not a rocket science. You see, like I said, what is happening? What is happening is not something that is something we'll be saying, oh, we don't know why all these things are happening. It's vindictive. That's what they call vendetta. You know what I mean? Somebody now, two of us now, we are pushing an antelope. Suddenly now you turn around and want to shoot me, and I now become the antelope. So it is bizarre, to be honest with you. And that is why you see so many people right now. Like I said, today, go through every Facebook account. How many people posted Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that used to trend? Just hashtag Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How many people would you find it in that post?
No.
None. But they will create a content now. If they're not talking about you, they're talking about somebody else because you air your own view. But when they're in their own view, nobody questions them. But they won't want you to say anything. When they come to say leadership, who are those leaders? Who are they leading? If they don't listen to Onyendu, then you might as well go back and lead your family, because I can guarantee you, majority of you don't even have say in your own household. No disrespect, I'm telling you the truth. Because at the end of the day, well, none of us here is stupid, or maybe we'll just join IPOB. We'll join IPOB because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that I want freedom. I'm not hungry. Or that's nothing I'm looking for IPOB. I've been giving since I joined. I will continue to give. If once God gave it to me, once I'm working, earning money, that's the oath I've taken, that I will contribute my own quota. People should do so. And stop this inducement you guys are introducing in IPOB. People online that are doing on social media, we shouldn't come on air and be sharing card to them. Because now anybody now from anywhere now want to get card to join. They double into issue. They have now attacking dog. Anybody that said anything that contrary to what they want, and you're fighting the zoo. Which way are we going? IPOB never pay anybody to do media warrior in IPOB. I've said it before. Every single one of us, once you have smartphone, you're a media warrior. This thing you people are doing now, you people are bastardizing everything in IPOB. And enough is enough. It's disgraceful and shameful that you people will come on air and be sharing card to people. If you want to do favor, do favor. I've done favor to, I'm giving things to people. And I don't just give to, if somebody send me, DM me, asking for something, I won't even talk to you. Those in Biafra that I ever give something, I will look for the right people myself. You will never contact me, I will be the one to contact you. I don't need you for anything. We are in freedom fighting. Because if I start giving you money now, you are not doing it again for yourself. You're doing it for that money you're getting from me. That is your source of living. And this is what people have introduced. The same thing Madam Oyibo and Co was doing to some of you that we are falling on the wayside. inducing you people with money. The same thing now you people are applying to our people on the ground. Bastardizing what we are doing. Why do you have to buy them card to do what? We have Radio Biafra. So why are we paying for Radio Biafra? As I am here talking, none of you everything I do is my money. I don't need you to pay for my internet or my monthly subscription or the StreamYard or we're using to do program. No. It's my personal money because I feel like doing it. Because we have Radio Biafra and BTV. We are paying for. So why giving people money to do what with it?
And the moment you give somebody money, you already bought that person's conscience. That person will do your bid. Whatever you say.
No. They say that when they call them the church kind media world, people get angry. But exactly what it is. We have the voice here. They admitted to it, not me, Mazi. That voice is here.
Yeah, I think let's play it. Let's no.
The voice is here. Huh? The voice is here. It's not me.
Are lying because people are giving them money to talk. People like us, nobody gives us money to talk. We say the way it is. That is why we say the truth at all times. But those ones, they are giving 50p, $1 to buy the chat card. You know, when it comes, you see 500, you think it's so much money. These are the ones they are using. So as long as they are giving you that money, you are collecting it, you'll be forced to do their bit. Everything they ask you to say, that is what you say. So they don't have opinion of their own. So they should stop fooling people using their platforms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. You know, what you just said now is very, very important because someone have constantly, talk about how Mazi Nandekani used to send him, tell him the financial this thing of IPOB, whatever. But now looking at the person speaking, you will wonder. At times, people feel like it's Mazi Nandekani really what we think it is. Because the caliber of the person, talking of, Mazi Nandekani exchanging such information with people that beg recharge card. And when we begin to wonder, is Mazi Nandekani?
Well, Mazi, you're going to now.
Yeah. Mazi, no, one more video clip from here, So to validate what Takan said,
We can't hear it, Mazi.
You can't hear it now.
That video is very. I told you, it's very, very, very poor.
Okay, then
it's very poor. It's very poor. It's very poor. The audio is very, very poor. Let's just move on. It's nothing to validate. It's just very simple thing. All these things we are touching is just is a general thing to our people to need to wake up and people start thinking right. And people should not be induced to do IPOB. IPOB was found under a volunteer level force in everything we do. People listen and join. We only go out to evangelize and calling people on phone. Like in UK here, I was the first welfare officer. It's just to look after our people. Maybe sometimes people don't turn up in the meeting. You don't know what happened to them. That was the only reason why we have people calling people to know how they're faring. But not to call them to try to tell, oh, you know what, you should have done X, Y, Z. No, IPOB was found under voluntarily. And the moment we start now to rally around people to be IPOB, to pay people to be IPOB, then we've lost the argument. That's what I have to say. And it's quite laughable. Because when I see when they're sharing card, I'm not saying don't help people. Help them. You don't need to come and share it on air. I'm not saying anybody shouldn't help anybody. But don't use money to induce our people now. It become that, oh, We have a media warrior. Media warrior, what are they fighting for? I want to know. What are they talking about? What is the content they talk about? The content to get our leader out, or to encounter those that are talking about obedience, or to create a content about of principal officers that have served with their own time and their money being expelled in IPOB? Is that the achievement?
No, it's about to talk about Madam Nenianya, to suspend Madam Nenianya.
Why are they waiting for the suspend Madam Nenianya? No. Suspend her. No. Chikedezem already have said it. You know, but if he have the power to suspend Madam Anya, let us suspend Madam Anya, which he doesn't have. Simple as ABC. He doesn't have the power. Onyendi gave him the power. If Onyendi said suspend people, he suspend them. And suspension should not be abused and used as a weapon of, just like one said, you know, I would always say that they use the hunger as a weapon of war. Suspension and expel now have become the weapon they're using in IPOB. That is more dangerous than even we trying to fight our way out of the zoo. The demonstration of power, you know, abuse that we have seen in IPOB is marveled me. It's something I can't sit down and close my eyes and watch it. Not even under Uchemofo. Uchemofo couldn't. How many people that were removed when Uchemofo was there? Even Uchemofo removed Ukachi. I used to say here Uchemofo wrote a memo to remove Ukachi. Even wrote a memo to Home Office to block letters from National Coordinator in UK here. That's how difficult that case was. But Onyendi didn't approve it. Neither did he serve it. He didn't serve it. Because he overstretched his power. You can't abuse your position. And that was the end of him. That was one of the things that crashed with him for. Till tomorrow morning. He left what he was doing that night, chasing shadows. You, as the head, what are you looking down below? But you have people, you have eyes there. Those eyes are not, the eyes is not strong enough.
Yeah, Mazi, I said today is really interactive. We have spent almost 2 hours, 21 minutes here.
It's fine.
You know? Mazi, I really appreciate. Thank you for your time. You know, thank you for your time. You know,
as long as we have time, we come out and it just is about education. Or
we love the leadership. We are not fighting that. We are
not fighting anybody. All I'm saying, let things be done the way we all have sworn an oath to do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in having a contact with any of them because I live in the United Kingdom. As with the structure said, unless I've been in meeting a couple times with the majority of them. All I'm saying is that let things be done the way it should be done. And if because we know where the problem started. And that problem can be corrected. Yeah. As simple as ABC, do what you've been told to do. That won't be a problem.
Obey the instruction. Obey the instruction from our leader. That is,
you know, and people will tell you, oh, don't talk about it until Onyendi come out. Who says that? If you told me to do that, you must well not mention Biafra again, which majority of them don't mention anymore. Now, the so-called obedient have taken their time. Now they're campaigning for 2023 election, right? They don't talk about, that's what I'm saying. Go through people's profile, they don't post anything. Yeah, what they're talking about is if you know, now probably at this program, people will be sending you, they will use fake names to write. But it is not what we are here for. I'm not here to come and malign my own leaders or to put anybody down. What we are talking about here, wait. It's what they have put. What they have put in public domain is what we are addressing here. It is what they have put in public domain is what we are addressing here. Because if those words was not in public domain, we won't talk about them. Like I said, I don't just wake up and start saying things because I have to be careful of what I say. I'm under oath. And I've been a principal officer for almost getting to 7 years now in United Kingdom. And despite, I never wished to be a principal officer, but I served, even when I wasn't, I was there to help in any capacity I will. Humbly, that is the spirit of Biafra. But we should stop all this whole thing now that we're implementing. Because if we're now trying to, buy people with money, inducement, that's exactly what I'm saying. People are looking for what they have to get. If it's not people that are back home or those are people that are looking for how to get their stay in wherever country they are residing. That is become as a weapon against them. If you don't do it, we're not giving you this. No, that's not what IPOB is all about. So, Mazi, I think we've done justice to it. All I'm advising is that Biafrans across the globe, especially in the United Kingdom, I will say it again, unequivocally. North London family is a beacon of hope for everybody that is in the UK, because the leadership cannot be lying to themselves. Those that want to contribute their money until our finance is transparent, just like our brother in South Africa said. So far as we know here, the money we contribute, nobody knows where the money goes to. Like I said, any money contributed in North London, that money is going to the account we are designated, approved by our leader. There's no two ways about it. I don't care what anybody thinks. Because once my question cannot be answered, and those that contribute that money, they want their money to go to certain account, then I don't have my hands off it. I'm not the financial officer, but as a member of the ESCO and coordinator, because even if you are not dealing with money, if something happened with the money, they were going to ask you tomorrow, but you are there. So that's why the coordinator is like a supervisor. You supervise, make sure everything is going well. You have to structure it the way it's supposed to go to. So, but what I'm not in support of is people that is not financial team to come to countries and telling people to withhold money. Because what is in South Africa is they have given them, people that come to talk about they were there, gingering them up. This is a kind of gang of, cabal. And it's not allowed in IPOB. Don't defend me. Allow me to defend myself. I don't defend individual. Look, I said it several times. If there's issue, we call meeting as a family. Come there. I'll come there and defend myself. Don't defend me. So, but somebody will come on the Radio Biafra. There will be some people will be granted time to come and talk against a fellow comrade. Whereas that this never happened before. If you call Radio Biafra, want to talk about anything about unity, which will tell you, go to your coordinator. If you cannot solve through your coordinator, then now you can navigate to the hierarchy. And that's the end of discussion. No conversation hold on our radio on IPOB family issues, unless the one the hierarchy is treating, which they will come back in 2015. We have this kind of problem. We have to encounter them, and it was managed. It was managed professionally. When issue arises, they will come and treat it. We that in social media will be defended wholeheartedly, but you can see that everything now is being bastardized. Our HOD is supposed to be coming on Radio Biafra one after one, Chinas and will do come and, with Q&A and all that. But him as the leader should sometimes come out and speak to the people. Not only to come and expel people and suspend people you come on air to do. That is not your job. You become a norm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mazi, sometimes that's what make me fun, like last week, it will be trending on Facebook. Zombie, we are zombie to Mazi Nandekano. Yes, we are zombie, just because Mazi cannot address media warrior to zombies, so it trend on them that we are. I tell them we are not zombies. Okay, if you accept your zombie, why can't you do what Mazi Nandekano told you to do? Pay money where he asked you to pay the money to. So that place he asked you to pay money to, you're not zombie in that area. But you say you're zombie, but now I'm trying to ask you to do this, pay money to this account. Why can't you be zombie into that account and pay your money there? Huh?
You know what I said. You know what I said. When people write, Mazi, when people write and say they are proud zombies, it's fine. Well and good. When Onyendu came out, Onyendu was calling the Dominican Logical Republic the Azus to wake them up, right? And the position our people are now, the kind of mindset our people have now, something need to wake them up. If you're a proud zombie, then act like one. It is not. It's not. Some people are saying, "Oh, Onyendu didn't make you any zombie," because Mazi Nandekano can never hold anything back. Onyendu is that leader that made you to ask him question. It will ask question will answer.
Difficult questions.
It trained us to argue about things and to be disciplined as well. Because sometimes when they use about insubordination, insubordination is a word comprising, because the definition of insubordination is indiscipline. If you go to dictionary, it depends on the one, the definition of insubordination is indiscipline as well. So that's an English word. But what I'm saying in essence is that Onyendu have taught us well. We cannot now, what have we learned over the years Onyendu have taught us? The argument here is that when people say they call you zombie, zombie is to wake you up because all of you have gone into stupor. If you're not bribing your fellow comrade now to come and lie against your, what are you then? The zoo people now, even though they're fighting more than we are doing now, if you look at it in theory. Because now we are bickering, we are fighting against each other. Radio Biafra now has become a place of where people now come to define who is following leadership. We have only one central leadership. And that leadership should not be, anybody that is a leader that have the mindset of being sectional, you can't lead even your own household. Because within your kid you born, if you have more than 2 kids, you won't show love more than one person. Because you will be creating enmity within them. You need to be very careful what you say to them and what you do to them. One cannot be treated with kid gloves, the other one will treat with a hammer. And that is why Onyendu, when Onyendu come to UK, find what Onyendu said, UK is disbanded. Start afresh. That's a man with wisdom. Brought a different body to run UK. You people said no. So all of things are one of the things you people said. Onyendu made all that. You guys go against it. So it's better that we had it from Mazi George, so that some of us now we're talking, people will not think, oh, it's George Umeh. Because people are saying, oh, George Umeh, you being rebel. I'm not a rebel. I joined IPOB and I'm a rebel. That's why I joined IPOB. Mazi George himself is a rebel as well. All of us are rebel. Yeah. But if I cannot push my mind anymore, then it's of no use to talk about IPOB and Biafra. There's no need. There's no need. Not in a bad way. If Mazi Ezumezu and his group are doing the right thing, who am I to question them? But when they question Onyendu, I will question them. Simple as ABC. That's what we call chain command. Chain. You see chain, when chain is broken. You see this? Once anything chain is broken, yeah, then it become problem. Once you're holding chain, once that chain is broken, even if your watch chain broke, that's a problem. So it's a chain command. If he is the leader, now not obeying the command, and they want me to obey, how am I supposed to obey? And while we have numerous evidence, and they have already come out publicly and admitted it, and you people still saying, oh, whatever Chicken say goes. So when they call you zombie, don't go and ask them questions, because when we are calling the zoo, everybody was dancing. It has down to us because our people need nudge to wake up. I don't know what God done to our people, man. You know, we can't make a decision. That's why Onyendu say, I cannot go to war. I cannot go to war with this mindset we have. Some people now, they're shouting obedient in one corner. The ones that are left in IPOB now, they're divided themselves into the one they're calling autopilot and infiltrator. But all the things they have said is what you're implementing.
From A to Z. From A to Z. From A to Z.
Every single thing they have said, including Nelly Ofebu, from the beginning to today.
From A to Z.
It's what you guys are implementing. I remember one of them the other day were trying to analyze. He said, and I want to say this here before I go, Mazi. You know, English word is a bastard. Yeah, some people don't know. Somebody can go to Google and type words and analyzing veto power. You know what veto power is? Who elected you? Who elected you to talk about veto power? Onyendu is the highest command. I told them there's a word that don't resonate in IPOB because of what we do. You need to look at what word that is English word that actually suit what we are doing. We are not into political party setting. We are in freedom fighting and in a quasi-military system. Those words don't resonate in IPOB. Anyway, we have the highest command, but the veto power does not resonate in IPOB. And veto power, you can't veto power without having approval of the highest command. That is where you're making yourself look like a clown. And why all this? Because you've been given the charge card to talk nonsense. Because if you are not given the charge card, you cannot be talking something you don't know. Veto power, my foot. So if they're vetoing power, then what? The same thing Jubilee is doing is vetoing. That's why they veto power against us now. So why are we complaining then? What are you complaining for? What are you fighting for? I'm asking you, Biafrans and IPOB member hardcore. What exactly do you want and what are we fighting for? If we cannot get things right, how are we going to run ourselves? It's not about Onyendu. Onyendu was war, and that is why I'm not in spirit this evening, but I'm just being very calm and fair to people. Like I said, everybody have their entitled to their own opinion, but one thing I hold there in this struggle is the oath I took. That is why anybody that I know that is under oath, I won't speak ill against you, even those that are not under oath. I don't need to lie against any man to make a point. I never did before, I won't do now. All I will say is that let everybody fall in place like Onyendu have taught us. I'm not saying that nobody's a zombie within IPOB members, but when people are not using their brain properly, when there's a question, you need to ask question. I'm not saying that people should go against our leadership. No. Leadership, they're human beings like me and you. And they have admitted it that there's some mistake they're making. And that mistake have caused numerous things, damage in Biafra land, life I've lost. The Monday sit at home we're struggling today is because of they refuse to implement it when you ask them to do it. Chinas and one admitted to it. So who are you going to blame? Those ones you call autopilot now, and they're the one you're going to blame, and you have to blame yourself because it's a failed. What gives birth to them is a failed leadership. That's what gives birth to them. If you were doing what you're supposed to do, we wouldn't pay attention to those people. But that is exactly what you're doing now. You succumb to their pressure, now using them as a cover-up. Every morning, if we're not talking about somebody's is from Kotangora, we're talking about someone that is, talking bunkum. Is this why we are joining IPOB? Is it why we have aided our people to die for no reason? We can't come here and be playing games with people's life. So all I'm saying here is that let them do the right thing. IPOB is a freedom fighting movement and it is under voluntary. Everything we do is on voluntary. That's why Onyendu said, we will contribute the money. Onyendu was not around.
Mazi, before you go, you can see somebody from Germany was saying, don't let, if this matter should go to court, I will do this, I will say this, I will say this. Can you imagine? We are fighting ourselves, we are calling police for ourselves. This is not what no, it's a pity, in IPOB. Huh?
Life, yeah. Let me tell you something. One thing in life, once you know the truth and show the truth, it will come hunting you. That particular individual, all these men knows the truth. But the problem they have is they cannot speak that truth. Because some of them are benefiting. Some of them are in a monetized platform. That's where they're making their ends meet. Now, I don't know how much they're making because of reality. I haven't got a clue. I don't know. And I don't want to know. But when you know the truth and you're hearing that truth within you, as the time things will happen, we say, okay, we don't know. From this initial stage, some of us were apprehensive. Let's understand where this problem is coming from. But the moment you know that that things are not going right, even they're admitting it publicly and still saying the same thing you're saying, you're protecting leadership. Even the cattle rearer, they are more intelligent than all of us put together. At least they know what they want. They know exactly what they want. I'm not exaggerating. Take it to bank. Take it to bank. All these men, they know the truth. But now you can see that money has changed hand now. They're sharing money all over the place because now money is being contributed without being monitored. So somebody can have problem, they will make a phone call, they will wire money to you, so to shut you up. That's what is happening. We are not stupid here. Madam Nnyanya only problem is that Madam Nnyanya does not control ESN fund from the day ESN was formed. The 747,000. I'm still talking about this money. Mazi Ezumezu knows about this money. All of them knows about this money. Nobody talks about it. Now, so how do you think the money will not be going away from IPOB? All this money they've been collecting all this while. If 2015, 16, 17 that our defense fund was paying in a different account, how could Onyendu could have known how much we contributed and country that contributed it? The only problem was when you want to collect money, please state what the money is all about. Telling me that when the money, there's a delay. So you cannot manage yourself within the leadership how money should be transmit money within yourselves, even if it's emergency. So who are you leading then? Because our people say when you want to kill a dog, you give me a bad name. They started with that before they say they said they want to see the account. That's the next level they come. But all of us have been in several meetings with the method they come with. But today all these things are in people's domain. We don't need to hide it anymore. The South African guys have said it. The same thing happened in UK here. The account we have in the UK here. Let them, as said, let them print out the statement of account, the money we contribute, where the money went to. We want to know. People are asking this question. You know, our people are very domiciled. You know, some of them will be calling you behind the back, talking about it, but they will not speak. They will speak. And now, the money Onyendu won that every social cultural organization Igbo people have formed. What brought problem is about money. That's what Onyendu differentiated. When I say an IPOB, finance department is on her own. People say, oh no, but Onyendu warned. Onyendu warned that men should stay clear of our fund. Are you guys deaf or dumb? So everything that's happened, you guys caused it. Thank God, Mazi Ezumezu have used his mouth and confessed to public, but they will not see it. They won't talk about it. They will look as they don't see it. Everybody will turn blind eye. They don't talk about it because now we're a gang. Or now he's still fighting the zoo. We are wasting our time and energy until we come back to the truth. IPOB was found. Everything you guys are doing, all of you will pay it with your lives. Mark my word. This is a broad money you guys are messing around with. Our people have been, if you misled, just like the one in Germany said, he's been misled that something, they told him that something was going to come, it was lie. You hear him when he was saying it? We don't want to play that voice here. But one day we will come here and pray, because all of them was ones shouting, ranting. These are mad dogs all over the place. You know, but Chineke will judge everybody, because at the end of the day, if what I'm saying it is not what they have said, or I'm saying it to get, I don't need anybody, I don't need followers, I don't need nothing. What I want is that we must say it the way it is. When Onyendu started, so many people don't like Onyendu, and that is where I stand. That truth is where I will speak, and that's the oath I took. I don't need you as a friend. If it wasn't IPOB, I don't need any of you. I don't need today, tomorrow, nothing. Oh, ask about me properly, you know who I am. I don't brag.
So, all we are saying that the leadership should obey our leaders' order.
Simple as ABC.
That's all.
We don't do that. We still come here. I will talk about this anytime we have time. We come here to debate our people.
Our leadership should respect our leaders' order and implement the messages. No, that is what we are saying. We are not here to fight. No, because we didn't join IPOB to come to fight each other. No, that is not what we joined IPOB for. No.
Our people must know the truth. And the next program we're going to have here, I'm going to treat the issue of our UK deputy national coordinator. There was a memo he wrote. That memo, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we say we have a leadership that is fell deaf ears and everything that have come their way. UK here, they came to UK here and bamboozled themselves, and so many wimps around. They're gonna have IPOB. You don't know that all of them have skeleton in their cupboard. Some of them are looking for survival, you know. But you know, our people know we now. Onyendu or Chinasa Nworu have confirmed what we have been talking about, that they make decision without Onyendu's approval. Because I remember asking Austin Abani, did Onyendu, the day he brought that clown, arms in United Kingdom, I asked him, did you, Onyendu, approve you removing our national coordinator? He have an answer, yes or no. We have to talk about all these things. That man paused for a second, because before that, all of them were attacking me. You're not attacking me because all of you to put together. I don't see any of you. I don't send anybody a message. You must answer my question. He said, Onyendu knows everything we are doing, and the national coordinator knows, have access to Onyendu. So means that Onyendu did not authorize it. And thank God today, Chinasa Nworu have confirmed it. And as UK stand, national coordinator in United Kingdom remain Mrs. Tata and Mike Starter, which is her husband, Onyendu appointed this external body to run IPOB United Kingdom for a reason. It's not Ohanes Ndi we are running a United Kingdom or family meeting or village meeting. We come to restore Biafra. You can set it doing incantation from here to another kingdom come. You're wasting your time. You want to do incantation, go to your village and do incantation. If your message does not resonate to the people of Britain, you're wasting your time and energy. Won't come. So all this shenanigans need to stop. We are not here. I don't have permanent friend, neither do I have permanent enemy. I said it in the days of Okachi, people could have, then we didn't come out to come and talk about publicly, but some of them know me when I come to meeting and what I do in the meeting, and even in the executive meeting, how I react on things. Because I'm not the type of person who will shut up. UK issue, I have been the first to ask questions in UK here. The first time UK issue is not today. In 2016, UK boycotted our first exhibition in Victoria, Spain. And I remember in that meeting, I just joined them there as a welfare. None of them asked questions. They would just sit down there and be looking. And I asked our coordinator, I said, what was the reason why UK did not attend that Biafran exhibition in Victoria? Because it was boycott, just like they were boycotting the protests we are doing in UK before even Onyendu was rendition. Some of them think Onyendu will not come out. Onyendu is dead. We have all these evidences, kept it for them. United Kingdom, just like our brother said in South Africa, UK is more worst. UK issue have lingered for years. There's too many cabal here, bedded ones. Now some of them don't attend it anymore, but now they was sitting down navigating what's happening. They are not leadership, but they are actually leading. But some people like us will not shut our mouth. Mazi will come out. And when you come out, one after another. Anybody on my phone, if you Curruption anthem, I took oath or brother, don't call me. Defend the oath you took, you wimps. If you're a man enough, defend the oath you took. We took an oath. I didn't join IPOB to come and romance you. No. If I have family, I have brother and sister. I don't need you for anything. We have sworn an oath to one family, but since you guys have turned out, you guys have now turned the tongue on the flesh of people. We will not let you guys drink cup and put water. We want to turn UK IPOB into Ohanes Ndibo outlet, but God will not allow you people. Can be jumping up and down. You guys are planning 1 million match, but you couldn't come out to protest for Onyendu when Onyendu needed you people. And all the money they are siphoning is what they're using to send people all over the place. At least South Africa has now shown you what's happening. Because when money is being contributed, the money did not go to where Madam Nene will see to account for the money. That money can be used for anything. They'll be using money, giving people to them to send their goods back home in IPOB. You want me to shut my mouth? I contributed my own money. You question me and you, we pull our receipt from the time you join IPOB. When did you pay your defense fund? And how much have you contributed in IPOB? The one is restricted. Let all of us put it online. I didn't come to IPOB to come and take money. I came to support IPOB with my life and my time. You threatening me, you expel me, you this, you that. You're owing me. Like the one threatening you people in Germany. I live in United Kingdom. I don't live in Germany. I don't live in Schengen country. You people should be very, very careful. I have to tell you the truth. You people should be very, very careful. It's not IPOB, but I will take it personal. For those that have called me criminal, I have said it before. I will say it now again here. I want anybody in United Kingdom that said George have taken his £1 or have paid £1 in my account, publish it online, please. But if you people don't do this, a day will come. Those that have called me criminal, any place I call you, answer me. I don't talk. I don't threaten people. Like people threatening people. IPOB is a freedom movement, and but if you call me a criminal that I have on audio, mention my name on it. Remember that a day will come, man. People, those that put it in writing, I have all these evidence. I kept them. Social media. Remember Adeyinka's son. Adeyinka's son is in prison in the United Kingdom today because of what he said on social media. I'm just reminding you guys because some of you think all of us are in the same caliber. That's why when we come here, we don't talk anyhow. We guard our tongue on what we say. But
we say this with evidence.
Some of you think you can come out and malign somebody, call me a criminal. You need to show me what I've stolen from you. UK here is owing me in a different formation if I want to start talking about it, but I won't talk. I said, when the time is right, all we're saying is that cabal is not allowed. Some of them that are shouting before, all of them now, they are the clique now. They are the leadership to share our money, share blood money. Continue sharing the money, because I know some of you cannot work and make ends meet. But with time, Chineke not only will in China one after another. Mazi,
okay, Mazi George Umeh, thank you so much. This is a wonderful interaction. I believe you have educated Biafrans enough. You have educated them, and we put it to them. If anyone dispute what you said, want to take a challenge, you want to come and say, it's welcome. We can bring that person in to come. So if anyone say no, what he said, what Mazi George Umeh said, or what I said is lie, you are welcome in our platform. Come, we invite you. No, but you must come with fact and figures, with proof.
Mazi, we follow Biafra. Thank you very much for coming. Only in this sense, superior argument.
Yeah.
Superior argument. You don't shut people off. People call on Radio Biafra, they will shut them off. This is not IPOB. They must change and deviate from. And I want to say this here. You see what is happening in Biafra land. Just take your common sense to think about me that lives in UK here, right? And other principal officers across the globe. Somebody will come on Radio Biafra and announce your name without even you knowing, right? Because of maybe they think, oh, you are not in their clique anymore. So reverse it to Biafra land. Imagine they're giving people 4,000 naira card. That is a big deal for them. That is why now they will be their slaves. Okay, think about those that mentioned their name on Radio Biafra that they've killed for no reason. These are part of the family. Because now somebody will say, oh, George, you're level. And they have not told me what I've done. You came to announce my name for doing what? You want to blackmail me? For what? For serving you for free? Who does that? So what is happening in Biafra land is orchestrated problem these people created. Orchestrated problem. They created all this problem in the Biafra land. Pointing finger on other people that did nothing. Calling people's name every day. Every day they issue people's name, people's pictures on social media. He told me you're a Biafra family on that oath. And you're fighting the zoo. Come on now. Like I said, I have not come when I'm ready. Like I said, I'm waiting for that fire to ignite. All of us will dance naked on the street. Some of you don't know. Because we fight outside. That's why people like us, we always keep quiet, calm. The reason why we cannot allow this again. We have confirmed that you guys now overruling onion disorder and jogi kelebes we potagi. Which part is we put to you to die onion disorder? Who are you? Can you say this we to you to refute mass and canon order? Say anybody that which you make in a read. With who?
Yeah. Okay, Mazi George. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Biafrans, you have had it. And what we said here is truth and nothing but the truth with fact and figures. All we are saying, Onyendu's order must obey. Simple. Onyendu orders must obey. We are not here to fight each other. No. Onyendu orders must be obeyed. Please implement Onyendu's order. Right? All we are saying. And I will play this music before I go. Yeah. N'agba n'ọsọ. Yeah, Biafrans, thank you guys so much. So all we are saying is one love, one peace, IPOB, one family. It's not too late to unite us. Mazi Ezumezu have the power. Our issue, they have the power to unite us and to make everything okay. All we are saying, every message from our leader should be implemented. Every order from our leader should be obeyed. And respect the code of conduct. That's all we are saying. Thank you, Biafrans. One love. Bye-bye next time.